Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Get Off the Damn Fence. That's right, we're back for another week talking all the latest in sports and entertainment. As I'm joined, as I am each and every week, by our co-hosts Calvin Thomas and Dustin B. The Barber Harris will be along shortly. I'm Larry Caution. How you doing tonight, brother?
Yeah. Not much. What's going on with you? Exciting weekend.
A lot going on.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Big weekend coming up. You got NBA playoffs kicking off. You got Wrestlemania.
Yeah.
You got the final countdown to the NFL draft, which starts next week.
Yeah.
We got a lot to cover, man. And baseball is in the thick of it early on. We'll talk about the Orioles later and their ups and downs thus far. They were in first place for, I think, a day.
I was gonna say less than a day, like 20 hours or something like that.
Yeah. And now they've lost 2 games in a row. But we'll touch on that as well. Just a lot going on. The weather's breaking. It's nice. And a lot going on. The day was warm, man. Really warm.
Yeah.
Orioles had a 12 o'clock game, so all the people were downtown going to the game. It wasn't like it was packed or nothing, but I think a lot of people took advantage of the nice weather and said, hey, we're going to the game today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was cool. But we got a lot to get into, so let's not wait around. The NBA in play-in tournament started on last night on Tuesday night. 2 games, and then there's 2 more games. 2 more games tonight. Right? Yeah. Yes, Justin is here. You see him late. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But we got to cover some things that happened, and the biggest story is what everybody is talking about, and that's what happened in Game 1 of the first play-in game last night, and we're going to touch that in full. We're going to break down everything we've seen thus far, but since there's a game still going on, we're going to touch on some other things first. But overall, the NBA playoffs is upon us. Look, this play-in tournament, I think this is year 4 of it? Maybe year 5?
I think it's 5. I think the first one was the year after the bubble, I think.
Okay. So, being as though we've seen this now going on 5 years, there's been a lot of talk here lately about, is it worth it? Should we get rid of it? Should we go back to the old format? But then night 1 kicks off and both games go down to the wire. Both games are exciting, exhilarating. And, tonight's game, you got the Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers score 60-62 right now, neck and neck. I mean, this is playoff basketball. These teams are playing for their life, you know what I mean? And it's giving people something to think about. So I think we could pump the brakes on that. It's been working. Why try to fix something that ain't broken? But I want to start with some of these superlatives from the year. So the end of the season, Luka Doncic finished with the highest scoring percentage, points per game. I believe it was 35. Nikola Jokic led the league in rebounds and assists. Victor Wembanyama led the league in blocks, and Asur Thompson led the league in steals. So those were your big category leaders for the season. A lot of conversation has been happening about the MVP and what constitute someone as an MVP. Is it stats? Is it winning? Is it all that? But at the end of the day, tonight we're going to give our final NBA season superlatives, and I want to start with you, Calvin. Knowing the numbers, knowing the final record, knowing everything you know, who is your NBA MVP?
That's an easy question for me. I will say I found it interesting that they still haven't sent out the ballots yet, which, you can go with your own conspiracy theory as to why that is. But I got Shea. Best record in the league, leading the best team. I don't think Jokic or Wemby did enough team or with their team to surpass Shea from going back to back. I think if you're the MVP, then you have to take out the former MVP if they are eligible. I think that what Jokic did and what Wemby did was great for their teams, but Shea was still the leader of his team, the leader of the best team in the league. And you got to give him his props with that. If you play 65 games, if you achieve a league record with his 20 points per game scoring, if the team is better with you on the court than off the court, if you contribute to a team, to a winning organization, to a 60-plus win team, you have the best record in the league, the best record in the West, then I'm going with that. I'm going with Shea.
Justin, who's your NBA MVP?
I'm going with the person I said at the beginning of the season. He made it through the season, which was in doubt throughout the whole entire season, and that's Victor Wembanyama. He had a tough stretch towards the end. Not going to lie, he got his ass handed to him a few times. But with that being said, this is a whole season award. He was number 2 within the Western Conference. No one necessarily expected the San Antonio Spurs to take that leap. His defensive numbers are off the charts, and his offensive numbers is just enough. Whereas though there's other MVPs, multiple MVPs that have around 24, 25 points a game. So that's not necessarily nothing that's crazy or anything like that. I heard people trying to spin that narrative. He doesn't score enough. He scores enough. So I think all in all, the unexpected part of it, the fact that they went on a 29-2 run throughout the season. They just did enough for me. Whereas I say, you know what, I stand confident with Victor winning the MVP tonight or whenever he gets it.
This is my problem with the discussion. All right, when you're making a case for somebody, that means you have to. While making a case for that person, you have to also explain why the other people should not be MVP. It's not enough sometimes when you're splitting hairs. Yes, if it was far and away, okay, Victor just deserves it. You state his case. It's like when you going up for the Hall of Fame and those people who they just stand up and say, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Rice, and they sit down. I mean, you ain't got to, it speaks for itself. But when you have other players playing at a high clip, a high caliber, now you have to tell me what separates this person above the other person. And that's why I have a problem with the Wemby argument. People, and you just made the case for it, so I'll speak directly to you. If you're going to take the MVP away from Shea, like they've done in the past, what has Shea done that hasn't been as good this year that he did last year?
Mm-hmm.
After he not only won the MVP, won the finals MVP, but then backs it up with equal scoring, number 2 in defense, behind Wemby, just one behind. But on the other end, has the offensive output that trumps him by leaps and bounds. Like, I think that is enough to step. And then his team, you can't even look at team success. Yes, you say a couple of hit-to-hit matchups, they won, but OKC had the best record in the West. So I'm better than you as a team from a team standpoint. I'm better than you statistically, offensively, and I'm a hair behind you. When you look at the defensive rankings, I get it. Wemby get more blocks. Wemby, you know what I mean? He's 7'6" or something, 7'5". I mean, he should. But
something ridiculous. Yeah.
What would give Wemby the edge when you're trying to make a case for him over the guy who is clearly not taking any step back in his game since he won MVP last year? I'll let you respond.
If I'm not mistaken, the MVP that is not an offensive award, right? That is a total player impact award, correct?
Agreed.
Okay. When you say that he's number 2, I don't see the significance when it comes to when Wemby's on the floor. His defensive numbers trumps everyone else that's in the top 5 when it comes to MVPs. He trumps them. That's not even close.
Sound like DPOY to me.
No, because it has something to do with offense. Defense leads to offense. Everything they do leads to offense. When when people are jump shooting now, because they can't drive to the hole. That leads to offense. So his offense numbers is strictly related. The whole team's offensive numbers is strictly related to what he does defensively. So that needs to be said. Yes, defensive player of the year, that is something, but there's no offensive player of the year. So you know, you get a scoring title. That's all you get. So most valuable player is when this person is not here, what happens to the totality of the team? When Shea is not there, OKC is still a good team.
Oh God! See,
they're still a good team.
That hasn't proven out though.
Jalen Williams is still a good player.
How much did Jalen Williams play this year?
Chet is still a good player.
Jalen Williams missed a bulk of the time.
How much did Jalen Williams play this year?
OKC didn't miss a beat.
He missed some time. I'm not knocking that, but at the same time, this is still a good team. We're not going to knock that. They are.
But that's not the point. You presented
when he's not playing, San Antonio has to play a completely different style ball game.
Okay. I'll use your words against you. Wemby is on a minutes restriction, right? So that means he doesn't even play 30 minutes a game. And they got the second best record in the West.
So if he plays more minutes, what does that tell you?
He don't. We can't use that.
We don't know.
We can't use that. All we know is you just said out of your own mouth, when he's not on the floor, they're not as good. Well, he doesn't play the whole game and they still win. So what are you saying?
Because when he gets to the game, he makes that much of a difference, where though he can put them up in a position in order to maintain the victory.
But I watch Spurs games. Wemby, and I'm not saying all the games. He's turned it on late in some big spots. But if you go back November, December, January, and I pointed out on this very show, Wemby had some very pedestrian performances where it was like, okay, they saving them for later. And there's nothing wrong with that. The goal is to win an NBA title. The goal isn't to win an MVP. My point is he's great. But because they were limiting him, they were pacing him, it takes away what impact he could have. And to me, I don't give that guy MVP because he didn't put on the full display that these other guys had to do night in and night out. They had the luxury of having Castle and Vassell and all these other guys step up to play these big minutes where they had a great team. That is a great team. I'm not taking anything away from Wemby. How many times did I say I don't think Wemby rebounds the basketball enough? For a man of his size, he should have way more rebounds than what he gets on a night in and night out basis. There's a lot of games where Wemby might only have 7 rebounds, 6 if you're lucky. And you 7-6, you Joker getting more rebounds than Wemby. To me, for as hard a defense as he plays and all this other stuff, I'm sorry, man. I take all of that into totality. The biggest stats for the big man should be what? Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, blocks. And like you say, he's a great defender. But to give a guy MVP for these numbers, I'm sorry, man. It's levels to this. And I think he'll get there. He'll continue to get better. I just don't think we should crown a guy this premature when it's not warranted. Like, he will definitely be the MVP of this league, maybe multiple times over by the end of it. But why leap to give it to him in a year like this when you have Shea playing at a high level? And let's not overlook the big guy out there in Denver. This man is putting up numbers like we have never seen. Wemby's numbers offensively don't compare to Joker in any way, shape, or form. And yes, I'll give him the defense. So like you say, defensive player of the year, 100%. Not taking nothing away from him, even with the limited minutes. But to me, like I said before, to give a guy the MVP prematurely, you got to tell me why these other guys aren't MVP. That's all I'm saying. And I don't see anything from a Shea perspective to say he don't play defense. Yes, he does. He doesn't score. Yes, he does. He doesn't get his teammates involved. It doesn't lead to winning. Clearly it does. Like, to me, I'm not an OKC fan, but I got eyes. I mean, like, why not admit what we see? Give that man his flowers. And then when it's Wemby's time, Joker got, 3 MVPs? He had his time to get him, I guess. They figured it's time to move on from Joker. Joker could have won it 5 times, to be honest with you. They gave Shea. Shea got robbed one in a lot of people's eyes. But now, I wouldn't take another one away from him because you want to prematurely crown the big man. I mean, I think that's unfair. What you think, Calvin?
I agree. Look, I'm not saying Wemby hasn't had a great year, but like you said, you can look at his minutes. He's on the minutes restriction most of the year. When you look at his numbers, while they are great, Shea may have a better impact on his team, in my opinion. With your third option being out for the majority of the year, there are nights in San Antonio where Wemby's not even the first option. When you have a Keldon Johnson, when you have a Dylan Harper, when you have these young guys that can step in for Wemby, when you have a Stephon Castle who's rookie of the year, last year, 2 years ago. So there are focus as well that could take away from Wemby. I'm not saying Wemby won't be there at some point. I'm not saying Wemby won't get there next year, but you have to dethrone the current MVP, in my opinion, if they qualify. And when you have your third option missing, 40, 50 games this year, and you're still the top seed, when you have Chet that's out 15, 20 games and you're still the top seed, when you miss a span, just happens to be over All-Star break, and you come back ready and you come back continuing to play at a high level throughout the year, you can't knock Shea for that, in my opinion. And you got to reward him. He deserves to be the MVP, in my opinion. And this is just his year. This caps off his 365, his being arguably the best player in the league.
Justin, final thoughts.
So when Luka Doncic had the most points, assists, rebounds, and he didn't get MVP, they gave it to somebody else. It doesn't matter fully about this. It was a couple years ago when he did that.
But he was up against Joker, and Joker had stats.
He had better points than he had the most points.
Yeah, he might have had more points.
They had more wins
and assists.
They had more wins.
It was a better team
since the merger.
But here's another thing.
It's all about.
Use your own argument. Wemby plays defense. Shea plays defense. Luka did not play defense. You're going to use that argument.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the defense thing. There's not a one person that's better playing defense or that could impact it defensively than it comes to Wemby. There's no. Jokic does not play defense when you compare it to him.
I mean,
when you talk about Shea plays decent defense, but he has a whole team of defenders. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. You had like Chet wasn't their number 2 option throughout the whole entire year. Like they got talent. It's just all I'm saying is that they got talent. He happened not to get hurt. He had a phenomenal season. He just doesn't. To me, he doesn't change the game like a Wemby does. He doesn't. No one does.
Are you kidding me? This man averaging 30 a night, and you say you don't change the game?
He doesn't.
Like, come on, man. You can't take his 30 away and say they wouldn't miss a beat. Of course they would. Like, Wemby, I've seen him disappear. I've seen him score 14, 15. Might give you 16. Look, I get it.
And the defensive numbers are still there.
I mean,
teams are still afraid to drive. Teams are changing. You don't change the way you score when Shea is playing defense. Period. You're not worried about Shea. You're not worried about Shea.
We've seen teams not be able to do what they've done when Shea was on his game. Shea's a good on-ball defender.
Shea is decent at best. Let's just call it what it is. You're overhyping it.
You different.
You're overhyping it now. Now you're overhyping them.
Look, the numbers say different. That's all I'm saying.
The numbers say when it comes to crunch time, who was he playing defensively? They're going to give it to Lou Dort. They're going to give it to Jalen Williams. They're going to give it to everybody else. He plays the most. He don't strap nobody up. He's not Kobe. Come on,
Scotty did that. Here? I mean, Kobe didn't always play the best offensive player all the time.
In the fourth quarter, he was strapping up. He don't do that.
There were times where Kobe was able to loaf while Bruce Bowen was waiting in the corner. I mean, he wasn't chasing nobody.
I don't see Shea doing that. You don't change your game plan for Shea. You change your game plan when it comes to winning.
I think you're trying to make your case, but it's not working. But it was a nice try.
It's a fact. What I said is a fact. You change your game plan when he's on the floor. You cannot do the same.
Don't change your game plan to play Shea.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You got like Wemby don't change the game. He changed the game defense. I have to change what I'm doing.
Of course.
I have to shoot more jump shots. That's a statistical fact that's shown.
Okay.
Teams are shooting more, which lowers the field goal percentage when they're going against San Antonio Spurs. That's a fact. You don't do that for Shea. You play your offense and then whatever happens.
Joker went right at him like it was nothing. Didn't have no problem with him. Went inside, went outside.
We talking about Shea. Different
I'll
guys.
just give you an example of
And
everybody
talking
don't
about
have to
different
change
guys,
their game.
And I saw that. Now we saw all the matchups they had when it came to OKC and San Antonio. One player stood out amongst everybody else, and that was Wemby. Let's talk about head to
So
head.
you're giving him
You can
the
give me the
MVP
whole
because
season.
he output Jokic?
What we talking about? When it came to head, there's only one team that the OKC Thunder truly fears. That's the San Antonio Spurs, led by Victor Wembanyama.
Well,
That's
again, if you go back and look
That's
at
a
some
fact.
of those matchups, neither team was at full strength all the time. So
Who won?
even that's not even
Who won?
up. I mean, I
Who
get
won?
that, but that's not how you award the MVP.
So the player that's been playing majority of the season, didn't take any games and all this other stuff. So now when it goes to head to head, Victor's winning these games. Oh, now it don't matter no more. It matters.
Man,
It matters.
again, I think your case is cool. It's not a winning case, but it's still not to dethrone the MVP. You have to tell me why he didn't. He doesn't.
When they
deserve
matched up together, one player was the MVP, the other person wasn't, and it
That's
wasn't
not
Shea.
true though.
How about Wemby? How about Wemby
Joker.
impact more games going forward? How about we say that? We say Wemby play more games going forward. Wemby don't have minutes restriction. Blow the numbers out the water. Make it so hard that it's impossible for someone to say that you are not the MVP. Do that.
Yeah, I think he'll have plenty of time to do that. He's not getting it this year.
You don't have to do that.
And it won't be a robbery either. I don't want to hear nothing about Wemby was robbed. He wasn't robbed. Like it's just not. It's not a fact. Anyway, let's move on. Who's your defensive player of the year? Is everybody going Wemby? Is that a clean sweep?
Wemby. Yeah.
All right. Rookie of the year, Justin.
Go to Calvin first.
Calvin.
Look, I understand what Cooper Flag has done in regards to, the numbers that he's put up as a teenager in this league, throughout this year. But when you look at his team, I don't want to say I expected more, but I'm gonna go with Conker Nipple. I'm gonna go with the guy out of Charlotte because he made Charlotte relevant, in my opinion. Last year they had Brandon Miller. Last year they had LaMelo Ball. This guy has made the most 3 points for a rookie, the most 3 points in the season for the Charlotte Hornets, and he was surprising number 4 pick. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he was part of the reason the Charlotte Hornets team is in the play-in. I'm not going to say playoffs because we're talking about the regular season, but they were competing for a playoff spot down to the last week of the season. The best rookie shooter. He's averaging 20. I'm going with Conker Nipple.
So one led this team to the playoffs because that's a fact now, right? They won the other night, so they got the 7th seed.
I mean, I don't want to include that in my argument because this is regular season, so I ain't gonna say that. I'll say
he was on the bench.
Yeah, and he was on the bench in the game.
6 points.
So one helped lead the team, and the other person just put up superstar numbers throughout the course of the year, 50-point bangers and things of the like. I think when it comes to the rookie of the year, especially for the NBA, you have to. Well, one person normally has the hype, and the other person you have to take the hype away from, like completely make it a no contest, similar to what y'all was saying about the MVP. And I think in this situation, Colin he didn't do enough, whereas though Cooper still had banging games, and it was just him by himself. So this it's not the same level, but it does remind me of a little bit LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony type of a thing. Carmelo had the best season, and Carmelo was the guy on Denver, led his team to the playoffs, still didn't get MVP, rookie of the year because LeBron lived up to the hype. You just got to live up to the hype when it comes to the rookie of the year. Zion Williamson lived up to the hype. You just got to live up to the hype. And I think Cooper Flag did enough. It was shaky at times, but he was going through injury, and that's why I was shaky because he was injured. Once he got back full of health, he started to put forth 40-point performances, 50-point performances, and the like. He gets it, and Colin just didn't do enough. So there we go. And he's not the leader of his team as well. That's LaMelo Ball's team till further notice.
I think that it's Cooper Flag, and it's because the team deteriorated around him. I mean, I follow that team very closely throughout the year, and he had some 10-point games, a lot of single-digit games. He might give you 13. But then
are you making a case for Cooper?
No. Listen up. But then once they got rid of Anthony Davis. They started clearing out a little bit. They got rid. they kind of like, all right, take over. And once he took over, he never looked back. And then you could count on him for 18 to 25 a night. He might hit you with 30. He might hit you with the 50 like he did. Like he started finding his groove, and I think he finished stronger. And I don't think with the MVP sometimes, yeah, they look at the totality of the whole season. But a rookie of the year season like this, like VJ Hedge, like we've seen different players who had bright spots here and there. But when you rise to be the guy, I think he rose to be, okay, that's Cooper Flag's team now. When Kyrie come back, you can start building a team where, okay, we got Kyrie, we got Cooper, we can build something. Down there in Charlotte, it's an ensemble cast, and I said that. Like, they got so many different guys doing similar things, it's going to be difficult for anybody to be like, I'm the reason. Like, LaMelo was great, but you can't, but we'll talk about that in a minute, but you can look at multiple guys and say, if I didn't do this, we wouldn't be where we at. So I'm going to give it to Cooper Flag. He had more expectation. He had more pressure on him. Once they cleared the deck, it was the Cooper Flag show, and he showed up. So that's my rookie of the year. Coach of the year, Calvin.
JB Bickerstaff. That's the easy one. I don't think many people had Detroit being the number one seed in the East, let alone having, playing this well all year long, including the end of the season, watching number one guy in Cade. I think that's an easy decision. JB Bickerstaff had that team excelling way beyond what anyone thought. It's easy.
Justin?
I got Joe Mazzulla. I think what Boston did, people counted Boston out just like they counted every other team. The Indiana Pacers, whatever team Dame was on. If you suffered an injury like that, they counted you out. And all Jaylen Brown did until JT got back was having a MVP type of a year. And the fact that they just kept firing, they made starters out of bench players. Their bench players became starters and like significantly. Them little white boys on the team was firing all cylinders all year. So I think definitely Joe Mazzulla. I know they came number 2 to Detroit, but Detroit had their guy. They had their team. So it was like they were just building off what they did the previous year. So they went from being like a 6th seed or whatever last year till building that up. Boston was dead in the water, and JB said not on my watch, and that was led by Joe Mazzulla. So I'm giving some love to Joe on this.
He stole my thunder twice in a row. But I said this a couple weeks ago. I thought that he was coach of the year. So, yeah, Joe Mazzulla is my coach of the year. For everything you said, and I kind of made that case, like I said before. But another thing, I'm going to give a shout-out to Tiago Splitter, man. Look, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, out there in Portland, yeah.
Give him credit, man. Give him credit.
Especially how they started.
That organization went through with the Chauncey Billups thing and all the gambling allegations for him to take over that team and for them to compete. Man, we going to talk about them in a minute. They got a little squad. I mean, hey, man, good job. Good leadership on and off the court. But, that's just an honorable mention to them. 6th man of the year. Anybody have any strong feelings about 6th man? Justin, I'll start with you this time.
When it comes to 6th man of the year, I'm gonna try to swing around back pause to the Spurs. I think Keldon Johnson had a phenomenal year coming off the bench. Just one of the key pieces when it came to the San Antonio's and what they were this particular season. I think he definitely takes it for me. If anybody else, maybe I'm gonna butcher his last name, Jamie Jaquez from Miami.
Jaime Jaquez, yeah.
Whatever, him, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this is America. So him. But besides that, no, it's I think it's Keldon Johnson for sure. He definitely was a vital piece when it comes to the Spurs.
Calvin, who you got?
Yeah, those are my top 2 guys. I got Keldon Johnson as well. With the Spurs having arguably the best bench, and it's a big part of Keldon Johnson efficiency-wise. I think they're the most efficient bench as well, and his numbers per 36 are equal to his points per game equal to Victor, and his rebounds are up there for a forward as well. So I'm giving it to Keldon Johnson.
I'm going with Peyton Pritchard, the Boston Celtics. Yo, him and Derek White, they help. Like everybody give Jaylen Brown credit, deservingly so. But there was night after night where Peyton Pritchard was like
Didn't
that
he
guy.
start?
He started too much.
He
But
started.
he was a bench guy.
He started more than he came
He
off the
started.
bench. He started more than he
Soon
came
as-
off the bench.
You might can hold that for most improved player. I'll give you that. But he started.
He
Like,
was a bench guy.
he was
who
the
got
one- he was the
rotated.
one I was talking about.
Let me check the numbers.
Is he a starter? Was he the starter when the season started?
He played 79 games. He started 50.
He was off the bench.
Okay, Jason Tatum came in and played like 20 games. Guess what? Tatum came in. He went on the bench. Tatum was going the whole beginning of the season towards the big.
Tatum played 16 games, so that's still what?
Okay.
That's still number 13 games
He
that
wasn't
Pritchard
the
played
starting
and didn't
two
start.
guy. I mean, he wasn't the starting two
He
guy.
started more games than he played. Then he came on the bench. You can't. I'm not saying he's 6
I'll
man.
leave it be.
How many
Well,
Hawkwood started one game?
Okay, he wasn't that good. I mean, if I'm that good, did y'all decide I'm so great off the bench, I'm gonna put you in the starting lineup?
Keldon Johnson didn't start a game.
Hey, he ain't that good. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I worked my way into the lineup. I mean, it is what it is. All right, we'll move on.
And they average the same amount of points.
Okay, I had Jaylen Brown ball hogging from time to time. I did what I had to do. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. So before the season started, we had a podcast.
Most improved.
Most improved. Who you got?
Jalen Johnson, the key man out of Atlanta, in which New York will see in the first round. From the season that he had towards this season has been tremendous. He's an all-star, and they said we got Jalen Johnson or we got Trae Young. Who we going with? They shipped Trae Young ass up out of there, and they put it on Jalen Johnson, and now they're reaping the benefits of that. So that would be my most improved player. Just wanted to throw that out there. Give him some love before he gets put out.
Who you got, Calvin?
I got another Hawk. I got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I think he averaged like 45,
He was
40,
balling.
90
Balling.
splits.
That's a fact as
Averaging
well.
like 21 points, from going – he came from Minnesota, I believe. From Minnesota to Atlanta.
Yeah, he was
Just
on
in that
Minnesota.
starting role. He's just taking off. So I'm going to give him some shine.
Look, man, I know this might be prison of the moment, but if you look at it, the man was an all-star, averaged 25 points a game. Portland Trailblazers. Denny, look, he was balling in Washington.
What's
Don't
his
get me
full name?
wrong. Denny Agdaba, whatever. But
It's an awesome win.
a bad whatever.
All right, let's just keep going.
Denny. I think he took a big leap. I know he could play. He was a hidden gem when he played for the Wizards. Calvin, you used to season ticket holder back then, weren't you?
Yeah.
He won this.
He
You know what I mean? Like, he took a leap this year. All-star appearance. Congratulations.
Couldn't even
And
tell you
now
what they traded him
leading
for.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I think he deserves that nod. If you're going to talk about who took a leap, that's who took a leap, in my opinion. All right, man, we can move on. So again,
We got 3 different players. That's interesting.
Before the season, we did our predictions, and we saved it. You know what I mean? You know, we put it on wax, and we're going to take a look back at some of the predictions that we made. Of course, this was us going off as true speculation from the off season. Hey, these were the moves that were made. These were the like quote unquote big time moves that changed life. Here they are. We went back. Calvin, you had in the conference finals the New York Knicks and the Orlando Magic, the OKC Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. In the finals, you had the New York Knicks and the Denver Nuggets, and your NBA champion was the Denver Nuggets. I had the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets. Lord. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals. I mean, it's still possible. Long shot, but it's still possible. And I had Denver winning the title. Justin, you had the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, so we both had the Knicks and the Cavs. You had OKC. Oh, you had Houston too. Damn, that's right. And the NBA Finals, you had the New York Knicks and the Houston Rockets, with the Knicks winning the championship. This to me speaks to the job Joe Mazzulla did, because none of us had Boston anywhere near anything. And I have a feeling that might change as we look at our new predictions starting tonight. Let's take a look back. Starting with you, Justin. What was your thoughts? How do you feel looking at what your Rockets picked? Do you still feel confident about the Knicks winning it all? Just quick thoughts.
I still think that my Eastern can play out 100% the way it is. Yeah, I can see us taking out Boston in the second round. We know with Cleveland. Cleveland can take out Detroit. They can beat Detroit, and yeah, that can still match up. So I'm okay with that. Harden wasn't on that team. I don't think so. Difference. I think with Houston, if you want to go back and rerun the tape, I'm quite sure we was all under the same main premise that they was going to solve this point guard situation.
Yeah, because they didn't have a point guard at this time.
Via free agency,
still don't have one.
Something, and they did not do it whatsoever. So the most obvious and glaring hole they had, they continue to have it throughout the whole entire season. Pickup. So yeah, that messed that side up though.
Called malpractice.
Not bad.
I think we all looked at the head coach and getting KD and thought that this team. I thought Ime would do something like okay, he's gonna get these guys ready. Now they're in the playoffs, so it's not like they drawing dead, but they match up with the Lakers, I believe, in the first round.
Yep.
So we'll see how that turns out. I mean, it's not like they're out of contention or they didn't make the playoffs, but still, yeah. I still feel strongly about my Denver pick. I'm not, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I have no problem with my Denver pick. Calvin, how you looking over there? Orlando.
I'm not looking like my Orlando pick.
They're still alive.
No, I'm not like an Orlando pick. I got Cleveland now. I got Knicks Cleveland conference finals. I think Cleveland beats Detroit, and I think the Knicks beat Boston. And I think that's your conference finals. And in the West, if Denver makes it, you're telling me they got to beat the Spurs. I don't know if I like that.
What? I think this is the part people messing up on. The Nuggets actually, the Thunder give them more issues than the Spurs. The Spurs are not the issue. The Thunder is the issue because of their guard play.
The only reason I say that, I don't know. Like I need to see if Jamal Murray. He's been healthy all year long. I need to see him healthy and playing like the number 2 option. Not saying he can't do that, but if they do that and they go 6 or 7, can they then get past Oklahoma City, who has the easier path to get to the Western Conference Finals? That's what I worry about.
Definitely got to get out the first round first.
Is Ant playing?
I would assume Ant's playing.
He's not 100%.
Right, he's not 100%. Okay, that's the only thing I worry about, him not being 100%.
It don't matter.
I mean, they beat him 2 years ago in Denver on Game 7.
And last year we lost to OKC. We didn't lose. I don't know where this narrative came that we can't beat the Timberwolves. We lost to the Thunder in 7 games.
We?
Denver.
Ain't you a Spurs fan?
Hold up. I was a Tim Duncan Spurs fan. I still support the Spurs, but I'm not prematurely crowning anybody. You have to earn that.
But you saying we? Like you saying?
You know I've been on Denver forever. Stop, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Joke is I love Joke. I'm saying Denver lost to OKC in 7 games last year. It's not like it was a blowout or they ran the floor with them or nothing like that. It was a tough series. You know what I mean? And we got nothing from Michael Porter Jr. Like now, hopefully we get something out of that spot. You know what I mean? And health will always be the determining factor. Anyway, let's get to our current predictions because that was preseason. So let's do this right quick. Calvin, who you got in the Eastern Conference Finals? Updated.
Cleveland, New York.
So New York will be hosting.
Yes, because they're the 3. Yes.
And who's your West?
OKC. OKC Denver. I'm gonna stay with it.
Okay. Justin, who you got? Eastern Conference.
All right. Same. Cleveland and New York.
So I'm the only one that's going to change.
Not change.
West. Oh yeah, you did change. Yeah.
I'm
Who's your
just
West?
about to change. Just about to change too. I'm going to Houston.
Yeah, you go.
I'm definitely not going to Houston. So that's OKC.
That means no Spurs then, because they match up before
No,
the
no,
West
they don't.
Conference Final, right?
Spurs
conference
match up with
finals.
Denver.
Is that the finals?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
No, OKC and San Antonio.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said something about Denver or something.
No. All right. I'm going Boston and the Cavs. They can match up, right? The Cavs and New York.
That's fine.
Yeah. That's
right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be Thunder and Denver. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm going. Hey, man. It is what it is. Boston and Denver. Justin, who you got?
New York. San Antonio.
99, baby. Calvin.
Knicks.
Y'all high on the Knicks.
OKC.
God damn.
I think the bracket just shakes out that way. I don't. Detroit is.
Calvin, who's your champ?
They the shaky ones. I agree.
Yeah. OKC repeats. We get a repeat champion first time in almost a decade.
I'm sticking with my champ. Justin.
Orange and blue skies, man.
Hey, man. 3 different champs. I like it. I like it. You know what I mean? Like, look, at the end of the day, this means the playoffs will be competitive and unpredictable. And I like that. You know what I mean? We all got different rooting interests. And that very likely any of these teams that we got on this screen could go on a run. You know what I mean? Like that speaks to the health of the NBA right now. I think this is probably the healthiest the NBA has been in a while, where like some of the teams that like were just drawing dead. Remember when the East was just like LeBron or bust? Like that was a while. Like
when this was the first year that every team in the East that made the play-in have a winning record. Yeah.
Okay.
Every team that made the play-in, so that's 10 teams, all got a winning record.
Yeah, but that speaks to the health of the league. I think that's good. It's always better for basketball when more teams are actually performing at a high level, and actually there's some intrigue. So let's get to the current playoff picture. The play-in games have been going on. You know, we're trying to determine who's we have determined one thing right now, and that is last night the Charlotte Hornets have now moved on to the game 2 on tomorrow night. And
Friday.
The Portland Trail Blazers had Friday night. The Portland Trail Blazers had punched their ticket into the playoffs. I thought the NBA was kind of weird doing that. Why not just put both, games that guaranteed you into the, 7 seed on the first night, or you know what I mean? Like it kind of was confusing a little bit. And then other game, huh?
You said
no. Charlotte played last night. There was a 9-10 matchup last night.
Charlotte was 9-10, so they got to play again on Friday.
Oh, they was 9-10.
Yeah, why not put both of those games last night? So then the second game would be on Friday. Give people the same amount of rest.
But it's all about the schedule, because all them teams are going to play Sunday. So
think about that. That makes no sense.
I just realized in my mind, I thought that
You thought Charlotte was in
Charlotte
already.
Nah, and Miami bumped up the, how, because they was like
No.
one game apart or whatever. I thought they bumped up to 7-8.
No.
Yeah, that's wow.
That was stupid. That's why a lot of people was confused, thinking Charlotte punched their ticket. Like, no, Portland punched their ticket. Portland is now in the playoffs and will face off against the San Antonio Spurs, but Charlotte got to play again on Friday. So I was like, why didn't they put both games that the teams that needed to win and then play again on the same night? And then tonight could have been the game where if you win, you in the playoffs. Like, it's kind of silly to me.
I agree 100%. Had me fooled.
Yeah, that's why I knew it would, because it fooled me last night. I was like, okay, so Charlotte in. Then they was like, no, they just advanced and Miami's still alive. I'm like, no, Miami done. Miami's finished. Like, Phoenix is still alive. Phoenix gets to play again on Friday night. But let's talk about that first game. The Miami Heat traveled to Charlotte and take on the Hornets early in the ball game. I watched this whole game start to finish. There was a play where LaMelo Ball goes down to the ground and Bam has the ball like for the rebound. And he was out of bounds, which is weird. How did the ref not see that Bam's foot was out of bounds and not blow the whistle to call him out, first of all? So that's one missed call. Then LaMelo grabs my man by the ankle and sweeps the leg, essentially. Bam goes down. I guess he falls on his tailbone. I thought his head might have bounced off the ground. But whatever the case, Bam is out for the game. Done. Like, no call, no whistle, no review of the play at the next stoppage. No penalty was assessed. Bam, your best player, quote unquote, the guy who broke 83. Kobe's scoring record earlier this season, is done for the game. And the Charlotte Hornets go on to win the game by 1 point in overtime.
That wasn't the first time he tripped him either this year.
Yeah, they showed a replay. I saw it this morning on Get Up. He did it before. That wasn't this year, I don't think. I think it was 2024. But I'll start with you, Calvin. Before we get to the rest of the game, let's talk about that play in particular, as the Orlando Magic just hit a three to cut the game to 1 point with 7 minutes left in the Magic versus Sixers game, which was a good game, actually, because looked like Philly was pulling away. Talk about that play and what you thought about what should have been done, what was done, what should happen moving forward.
There must be some animosity between those two players, but if this isn't your first infraction with the same player, I mean, I'd hate to see you suspended for a winner-take-all, make it to the playoffs game, but something has to be done next year because I want to see both teams at full strength, barring any injuries. So you got to do something next year. To start the season, you got suspended for a couple games just because it was the second infraction and it appeared to be intentional. I'm not saying it was, but it appeared to be intentional. And it appeared to be just like the last time, which was intentional. So, look, one time, I can give you benefit of the doubt. 2 times, it's a problem. So, something got to happen next year, in my opinion.
What do you think, Justin?
Man, he was just trying to get up, man. Sometimes it's hard, so he fell and he was just trying to grasp at whatever that was near, and it just had to be Bam, It's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he realized Bam was 3 for 3 and is about to go for another 83-point performance. He's like, no, not on my watch. So I'm gonna go and get you out the game. I'm not saying he's thinking like that. I'm just saying that, opportunity came and he just happened to swipe on his way up. You ever get frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, I can't believe that happened. And you just happened, in a sweeping motion. That's all he did. So the referees ain't call it. It's the next night. Ain't nobody say nothing about it, in the league. So, clearly they see the same thing I see.
That's crazy to me. I honestly, I know you've been facetious, but that's ridiculous to me. If you've been like, we have to call it what it is. Bam averaged 29 points a game against them this year. 29 points a game against Charlotte this year. You take him out in the the first quarter, excuse me, and you lose by 1 point. you have to be sitting there if you're Eric Spoelstra saying, and I know he was hot, but I gotta put some of this blame on him as well. Once you see that Bam goes down, call a timeout, get an intentional foul like going, stop play, raise all types of hell. My player got tripped and dropped to the ground. Nothing was done. No players came. No fight broke out. Like what are we doing? Like, this is the NBA. Like, how your man go down off the trip, especially after you seen the replay, like it's not even reviewed. Like, I'm sorry, it wasn't big of a commotion thrown up about it at the time. That's why the rest didn't impact. Like, they didn't react. Like, I guess they don't care, so why should we care? That's not good, man. This is not good. And then you lose your best player for the rest of the game. I mean, I guess you don't know in the moment that he's not going to be able to get up from something like that. But that's terrible, man. That's terrible. And as far as the rest of the game, excellent ball game. I mean, high energy. The points were up. Like, I was very disappointed in Charlotte. I was. Y'all saw my messages in the group chat. Like, they were playing very, very bad. Again, with no Bam. Mind you, there was no, like, big-time guy where I got to deal with him. Miami was handling Charlotte for most of this game. Like smoking them, really. Like, it wasn't really that close. All of a sudden, down the stretch, Charlotte went on a run. But every time that Miles Bridges or anybody did anything, Miami had an answer. And they actually were up late in the game, and it took some miraculous three-pointers. You know, Kobe White hit a big one down the stretch, like some big plays. Like, they got a very questionable three-point play that I think a lot of people overlooked because it happened with like 2 minutes left in the game, so we don't really talk about that. Then the game went to overtime when Miami could have ended it in regulation, but that was also a weird call. I mean, it was just a lot that happened in that game that makes people who are conspiracy theorists think that the league really wanted Charlotte to be in this thing a little longer because they're competitive. They're more energy, more entertaining. There's more to them. But overall, very entertaining. And again, they punched their ticket to Friday night. They got to play again. They'll play the loser of the game tonight. So they'll either get the Sixers or the Orlando Magic on Friday night. Calvin, what was your thought on the game overall?
Overall, look, I liked how Charlotte persevered and was able to win the ball game. Now, would I expected a better performance of Bam, a performance that would have got them the win in Charlotte, possibly. But Charlotte, that crowd was into it. They were playing well. They hit clutch shots. Kobe White hit that clutch three, sent them into overtime. So they really won that ball game. I have no gripes with Charlotte's play, and I'm just excited to see Charlotte back in the NBA playoffs potentially, or at least playing an important game. Like, they had Charlotte really, really buzzing. Buzz City or whatever. But yeah, I was excited to see Charlotte win the ball game, and I think that they played well. They played well enough. Now with Bam, not going to say that they were won, but with the talent that they had on the court, Charlotte hit big shots. They deserve to win that ball game.
Justin,
I think two things need to be said. Norman Powell, this was your game, my guy. This is your game to step up and be who you were the whole season. I think Norman Powell, he was an all-star. So like this was your chance. I believe he was an all-star this year. I believe so. You can check it, but he was close enough. Let's call it what it. Let's say that.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So he wet the bed. He wasn't necessarily himself. So pretty much he underperformed. It was without Bam. The game was still close. So Charlotte, I need you to do a much better when it comes to the second game. But Kobe White, whatever they did for Chicago to get him, great. This is why you do that. Maybe we got to look at Cohen. We just had a whole thing about how he was definitely second, or in some cases first when it comes to rookie of the year. Is the moment too big for him? These are questions we got to ask.
I don't know why.
Don't know yet.
That was a good question.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's the playoffs. That's what we're talking about.
The playoffs is a different monster in a sense. So, so we'll see. We won't give him the benefit of a slight doubt, and we're gonna see what happens in the next game. But that's why you got a Kobe White just to came in, picked it right up, And shout out to that coaching staff for realizing that my guy don't have it. He does not have it tonight. Come on, sit next to me, young fella. Go ahead, Kobe, do your thing. So, and the defense, man, they played great. That last defensive play was tremendous. I think that was Bridges that caught that. So it's just like, all right,
two-hand block,
right? Like y'all got talent. Just put it together and let's see what happens. And LaMelo Ball with a game winner. That's what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So he got his team. He got his squad. That's all you want is for you to, if you think that you're one of those dudes, one of those guys, in which LaMelo Ball clearly thinks that he is. You just need your running mates. And you got running mates, LaMelo. Let's see what you do to get to the playoffs. Let's see what you do, man.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Norman Powell was injured. They wasn't even sure if he was going to make it back for that game. So I think he was kind of on a minutes restriction. He gave it all he got, but he just didn't have it. You know what I mean? That was his first game back in a while. So it wasn't like he was like healthy going into that game. And hey, it is what it is. He scored like, I think it was second game back. I think he scored like 25 the last regular season game. But
he put up 11.
He just couldn't. He didn't have it in him that night. Again, when you ain't got Bam, that's the guy you got to target. He show you, I'm a role player. I'm not that guy. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, can we put some? Can we say Tyler Hero needs to do more as well?
He did. He kept him in the game.
That crazy shot he hit at the corner.
Hold up. Bam is out. So I need you to take even more shots. Be more aggressive on offense. Create offense around you.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, if you watch the game, I mean, I know you watched the game, but they weren't playing well. It's not this game wasn't like a game where Miami didn't do what they were supposed to do. They overachieved for most of the game.
I think Wiggins outplayed Tyler Hero.
Wiggins was sensational, but that's not outplaying somebody. That's saying Wiggins had the hot hand. We're gonna ride Wiggins. Remember, Norm Powell and Wiggins kind of play similar. Wiggins come out the bench a lot.
I was going to say Donovan Mitchell, but what is it?
Davion,
yeah, he stepped up. In my opinion,
that's what I'm saying. Two things can be true, but for him to be able to get the shine that he got, and for Wiggins to get the shine they got, that means Norman Powell had to take a back seat. That Hero don't get the shots he normally get. The whole offense changed once Bam wasn't there, because normally they will run the offense, especially against teams like this, barbecue chicken underneath. Like, again, Bam averaged 29 against this team. Like, that's a whole different game plan. Shout out to Spo. He made the changes that need to be made. But at the end of the day, they started bombing threes at the end of the game. I mean, Melo went 2 for like 18 from 3. That's ridiculous. But I mean, he missed 16 3-pointers. But they, like I said a couple weeks ago, that's going to come 14. Back. Whatever. I missed by 2. My bad. Like, that's going to come back to bite you against the better teams. Like, but they was kept jacking them threes. I mean, you going to hit a couple.
That's the type of team they are.
You going to hit a couple. But anyway, at the end, Miami didn't have enough to hold them off. Let's move on to the late game. The Portland Trail Blazers traveled to Phoenix to take on the Suns. Look, guys, I know everybody keep telling me how talented this Phoenix Suns team is. When you got Dylan Brooks, who everybody, he stepped this game up. He's tough on the defensive end, but now he's added offense to his game, and he can do it all. He's this great defender. Well, where was that great defense at last night? Every time I looked, he was getting cooked. He probably the most overhyped defender in the league, man. Look, I give credit to Tom. What is his name? Stephen Thompson or whatever his name. The boy they got from Sir Thompson. What they get from Houston?
Jalen Green. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
Lord. I didn't know where he was going.
I kept thinking of Sir Thompson or whatever. He's from Houston. But Jalen Green, he balled out. What he had, like 30?
Something like that, 35.
Devin Booker?
29 shots to get it.
Devin Booker? Where you at, bro? Where you at? What's going on?
That was the Denny Avia show.
Bro. And he played so,
including the game winner.
Like slow, not slow.
He play like that at that Luka pace, like
a real fundamental.
It look like it's slow, but like it's like it's slow, but you blowing past everybody. Like you got to the bucket.
He get in the lane
easily.
He get in the lane, dog, and he will finish it with the and one. I'm like, bro, how did he do that? Like he played that real old school old man.
Like you saying, like yo, he going right. He going. How you get to the basket? All right.
Yo, you ever play basketball with an older guy and they do like I'm a guy, I got you. And they do the little hooks. That's him. That like that is him out there with his little biker shorts on. He played well though. He played well. And Drew Holiday, shout out to Drew. Look, Boston shipped him off. Everybody said, "Oh, he going out to purgatory." Hey,
he is.
That's the leader, man. That's the leader, and he got the job done. Shout out to him. Calvin, what's your thoughts on this game?
Denny Albia show coming out party. Like, look, he had 40, like you said. You knew he was going. He wasn't very fast. He was just shifty. Got his shots off and got to the bucket for that game winner. That's who put them on his back. We talk about Jalen Green took 30 shots to get 30 points. Denny Albia was efficient. He had 40 on 20 shots, 38 plus minutes. Like, look, I think he had double-digit assists or rebounds 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. When you best game of the season when you needed it, the whole team hype on the bench when you hit that game winning layup because he got to the basket yet again. So that's all it's about. That was all it's about last night.
Yeah, Justin.
Well, if it's all about him, then it's got to be also about Booker because missing free throws, that's uncharacteristic of him. Shooting a bad percentage, just missed. I think he missed like 10 of his shots. It's just
I don't think he made a 3 last night.
No, he didn't. He wasn't.
He's not really a great 3-point shooter anyway.
I mean, he'll shoot 3 or 7 or something like that.
He's like a mid-range shooter for the most part.
He just played bad. It was just a bad game for him. So it's uncharacteristic of him to play that bad. But at the end of the day, that's what was needed. He needed to play at least average. You ain't got to be super Booker, but you got to at least be average. And then they win this game. So they definitely got to go back into the drawing board to see what's going on. Portland, they played very well. They spread the ball. And the reason why he can, your boy can make those herky jerky type movements is because they got the floor spread. They got shooters all around him, so he can able to boom. And if you bring the defense too fast, he's going to kick it out to shooters. Jeremy Grant had a great game. Jeremy Grant had a great game. Like at least the boy Sharp had a good game.
That's why Scoot's going to be playing because they ain't the shooter.
Scoot ain't never gonna learn how to shoot. So I mean, Jason Kidd found a jump shot. The boy just gotta go back and learn how to shoot. That's all it is. But but it's just like I said, it was the Devin Booker show, and he didn't show up for it. So he got another shot. He got another shot. So that's but you got another shot against Steph or Kawhi. That's not. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in a tough situation.
This might be Kawhi's second best season ever.
Kawhi been balling, man. I don't think he's gonna face Kawhi. I think Kawhi's winning tonight, but he'll get another shot against Steph, and that will be interesting because Dylan Brooks and Draymond, it's interesting. We'll see. But again, this game was weird, man. Like Portland got out to a lead, and then Phoenix took it back and really had full control for a long period. And then all of a sudden, fourth quarter. And dogs woke up, man, and Jeremy Grant hit some big shots, man. But it was Denny. He just time at the time, mid-range, like take him to the cup and one, like just boom, high percentage shots. Good job. That was a career game. So we move on to this weekend. Some big games coming up. Again, the San Antonio Spurs will line up with the Portland Trailblazers in the first round now. That has been determined. Currently, the Philadelphia 76ers are up by 5 points with just over about 2 minutes left in that game. But the winner of this matchup will move on to be the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. So they will match up against, let's see here. Yeah, but
they play Boston.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And look,
So,
I do think in some way Philly has been playing loose and free without Embiid sometimes too. So it's not like it's going to be an easy matchup, but I don't know. What you think?
That's a tough first round. That's a tough first round matchup, especially if you're the second seed.
If Embiid was healthy, would that change y'all playoff predictions?
I still think Boston
as healthy as can be.
Yeah, I still think Boston will clip them, but instead of 4 to 5 games, it turns into 6, 7, and that's you never know. You don't want to play with too many games when you gotta constantly thinking about the next round and the next round after that. So
sure,
I hope it goes 7.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I got a lot of respect for Joel Embiid. So if he was playing, of course, I think it would be a much more competitive series.
Health doesn't.
Yeah, no respect.
No respect.
But no respect. But yeah, it'd be interesting. That 1-8 matchup in the East. If Charlotte gets in and they go up against Detroit in the first round, 8-1, what y'all think about that?
Man, I've been saying this for weeks, man. Let Charlotte get in, and then all of a sudden, Con come out with 30 points or something like that. Hey, man, I have Charlotte with the first round upset. I've said it.
Okay.
If Charlotte gets in and K's not healthy, and all of a sudden this is a 6-7 game season, that strengthens my Cleveland pick. But I don't know if I'm gonna pick them, but it's going 6-7. Because you go back to Charlotte 1-1, and all of a sudden this is that first playoff basketball, and they actually have a decent team.
They don't know what to do. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be hard to win too, and all of a sudden you in a dogfight with an 8 seed, and the number 4 seed is up 2-0, 3-1, something like that. So that's what you don't want if you're at Detroit.
I will say this: if Charlotte can control their emotions, LaMelo plays with a little bit more. I'm not saying don't play loose and free far as your game. I'm saying you can't do what we saw last night. You can't lose your head and put your team in a compromising position, just doing reckless things. If they can get that kind of stuff under control, I think they will have a chance to still 2 games probably. I don't think they can beat Detroit. I just don't, especially now that Cade is back. I don't see it, but it'll be entertaining. It will be entertaining. Now going over to the West, hey man, if that Portland team we saw last night, if that Portland team shows up, most likely they will be lined up against, because they in the 7 now, right?
Yeah, they already in.
So that's what I'm saying. They will be lined up against San Antonio. How you see that one going? How many games? Is that 4 fingers?
Maybe.
That's a sweep. Because he's not getting in the lane and doing all that quacking.
Not doing all that, man. It's not going to be the same situation. Is they got better perimeter defenders and everything like that. They ain't got to worry about someone like a Green putting up a damn near 30 shots and all these things. They play efficient basketball. Spurs is just a different monster when it comes to that. But it's a good showing though. Shout out to Portland. No one had y'all in this position. Nobody. Yeah. So
yeah, Philadelphia just pulled away. That game's about over. Orlando looked like they're moving on to Friday night, and they will take on the Charlotte Hornets. So it will be Orlando and Charlotte on Friday night
in Orlando.
Because they're okay. Hey
Orlando
man, that's your team, Calvin.
Orlando packed in. Then
that's your team. You got them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, I had them past tense. Charlotte might win that game by double digits.
What we're doing right now is the best part. This is why we watch this, right? The play-in tournament, it does provide some type of incitement.
Intrigue,
whereas we just would have been waiting for 1-8, and most 1-8 2-7s are sweeps and things of that nature. So, like,
we're a chance to get some momentum too.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So I know. So I guess we already answered this question, but this, a play-in team has never won a first-round series.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I think someone challenged.
Miami never did it.
Didn't Miami go over to the finals?
I didn't think that was a play-in. I
don't know if they were playing. I don't know.
They were like
I thought that was the year
before.
I thought that was the year before the play-in. No, it was the year they went.
They beat
So when you say
Milwaukee?
play,
No, I'll take-
do you mean like positions 9 and 10, and then they get in and then they didn't do it, or
You just
Well,
mean
you
they
just say-
had to play in this little tournament.
I think, yeah, but I think they had to play in, but no, it must be 9-10 because I think Miami did the year they made the finals. Were they the AC seed?
Because
Or
they
they the
made it
6 seed?
twice. The second time they came out of nowhere. Like nobody saw that.
Is that the year they beat Milwaukee?
Yeah, they beat Milwaukee once, but no, they beat Milwaukee twice. Come think of it.
Well, the one was in the bubble, so I mean
Yeah,
that's
one
why
was
I ain't
above.
counting that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, no,
we can-
Miami. I think Miami was the 8 seed that year because they beat. What was Boston the one? I don't remember that.
We can
I
look
go back
at it a
and
little
look. I gotta go
further
back and look.
and look at that. But yeah, keep the play in. That's the overall thought here. Let's keep it moving. Let's move to
Oh,
the NFL.
LaMelo did get fined,
That's it. Okay.
and they upgraded to a flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2 is an ejection.
It's not a suspension though, right?
Yeah, but if you're ejected from the game, that means you're losing game time. Does that mean that equals a suspension? Because it wasn't enforced in the game?
if you don't see anything in most of that clip and saying that the next game he's going to be sitting out or anything like that, then money well spent. Get him up out of here.
It just says flagrant 2.
Yeah,
Get him up out of here.
Let's move on to the NFL. Next week is the NFL draft. It's our last show before the. No, we'll be able to talk about it next
We got
week.
one more.
We'll be here.
We got
So
right
we don't need to
before the
go as in depth, but just very quickly, let's look at our teams in particular. That was the assignment I gave last week. We can talk Ravens till the cats come home, but the Ravens and the Bucks are basically back to back, aren't we? Like right there.
They are 14, 15.
13, 14, 15.
Yeah. So right now, if you look at the big board, there's a lot of. I know Mel Kiper put out his new mock draft this morning. I looked at it on Get Up. It was interesting. But from a best player available, there's some good talent out there. There's some positions that of a need. We'll start with the Ravens because they do pick first, and that might impact what the Bucks will do. Calvin, if you had to right now, say you're EDC, you're in the draft room, coming up upon the pick, do you trade out of the first round, or do you make a selection there? And if you do make the selection, what are you targeting? Who are you targeting? What's your thoughts?
I think it depends on how the board shakes up. I don't think there's a way to determine that right now. I don't think they go offensive linemen as projected because you have your guards. You had Emory Jones you drafted last year. You signed John Simpson again, and Spencer Fano has not played center. So I don't see you taking another guard and having 3 guards and no center. That I don't see that happening. And like I said, Simpson's already starting. You want to see what Emory Jones can do. So I don't see them taking the offensive lineman. So therefore, it's got to be a skill position. It's got to be cornerback, in my opinion. That's where they go. If a player like we talked about Love falling, if he falls, then maybe they trade back. If one of the pass rushers fall, we talked about Ruben Bain has been in the news all of a sudden because he all of a sudden he has short arms and he had a legal situation a couple years ago in Miami that's all of a sudden come back out now from 2 years ago. Nobody heard about it until last week. So if he falls, maybe he's someone you pick up because you can line him up outside Trey Hendrickson. So I think it depends on what happens and who falls. What I don't want to happen is this, and I don't know where these rumors are coming from, is this trade for Pickens. I'm not trading 14 for Pickens and paying Pickens $30 million a year. I'm not doing that. That is the last option, in my opinion, to do that. But that's what I think the Ravens do. I think they take best player available. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a wide receiver, Lemon from USC. I would be surprised if it's this tight end from Oregon. I don't think you go tight end early in this draft. I think tight end is deep, but I think it's receiver, or if someone drops that's on someone else's big board, the cornerback from LSU, even Love, if he falls, maybe you look at him, but I don't see it going offensive line. But I think it depends on how the draft shakes out for them. And trading back is also a possibility. So if you're going out there, you're waiting for a Ravens pick, trading back, you may be a little bit later to next week.
I just look at that offensive line, man, and look, I know everybody say, "Oh, that's not a sexy selection in the first round," but are you confident with Andrew Voorhees at your left guard.
He's not playing left guard. We already said that.
So who is it?
It's going to be Emory Jones.
And you feel confident with that?
I didn't say. Do I feel like there's a better option in the draft? I don't know. But John Simpson starting at right guard.
Yeah.
Emory Jones is starting the left guard right now. None of the three of them have ever played center. Final played center for like a game or something, but he doesn't have any long-term experience at center.
But then you pick up a center. Do you feel like the center they picked up is somebody that they just gonna roll with?
I think they draft another one.
So you wait till later in the draft to do that.
I don't think there are any projected centers.
What is that position of need that they will target in the first round? That's my point.
Defensive lineman. Defensive lineman. If you want to put me on that, it's defensive lineman.
You just went out and spent money on Trey Hendrickson. You just went out there and you're claiming that Nnamdi Madubuike might be coming back this year.
They haven't said that yet, though.
I've heard it.
Okay.
So I was about to say about him. So what you hear, Larry?
People saying he coming back.
Okay.
I've heard it. And if that's the case, I'm not wasting a number 1 overall pick on those positions.
So you're going offensive lineman?
I'm either picking the best offensive lineman available,
or interior offensive lineman
trading.
Specifically.
I'm trading.
Trading back isn't a problem in my opinion as well, because you get more picks.
Yes,
and you could package those picks to move back up and get somebody that's a value.
100%.
That's not a bad option.
You spend draft capital on guys like Mike Green, like develop them, get them where they need to be. Like
the other thing, you don't project being a 14 for the next 5 years. And the last time you were this high, you got Kyle Hamilton, and it wasn't a need to get a safety.
Well, he dropped. To be honest with you,
and correct. He dropped. He was arguably the best player on some people's boards. He drops. And he's all pro safety that you did need, because you had Chuck Clark. Did you have Earl Thomas at that point?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. But you had starting safeties, and then you kind of took him as the best player available. I can see that situation with like a Ruben Bain, and it's just
you don't need nobody in the defensive backfield. You don't need those are not positions.
Do they need a pass rusher?
No, you just went out and spent money for one. What you need is a tight end. What you need is a big body
tight
receiver.
End. Supposedly, it's a tight end draft where you can get value in second, third round.
I did hear.
That's why you trade out.
Yeah, they said you don't have to go with the first tight end on the board. The Ravens are good with scouting tight ends. So
I don't spend that capital.
It's part of the reason why nobody's signing Njoku yet either.
I mean, he's a stopgap. I mean, he visited Baltimore a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that was his last visit. I haven't heard of him going.
Yeah, so they might just be waiting. Maybe June, maybe after June, they bring him in. I don't know. Or maybe they're waiting for the draft to see what shake out. But for me, I don't spend that type of high draft pick on somebody unless I know they're going to come in and be a starter for the next 10 years, be somebody that I can rely on. And those positions are not a stopgap. Those positions are stars. And if you don't have a guy that you target that this guy can be a game changer for me, that can come in and be here for a long haul, I'm not drafting nobody. And that is the Ravens' way. Traditionally, we don't spend draft picks on stupid. Like, we take best player available or we trade out. That's just the way it goes. Justin, Tampa Bay.
Well, Tampa Bay does that from time to time. And this might be one of them times. Just for recent memory, a guy named O.J. Howard might come to mind. Just a specimen of a tight end.
Yeah, one of
them
can't
go wrong. And we was
100%
wrong with that one. So with that being said,
you going back to the
the clear choice here is the defense. That's the clear choice. So minus the Ruben Bains of the world, something happens. We put together something so we can go up and get a Sonny Styles or something like that. Minus that. Then you go hit the well again and go get Kenyon Drake. That's what you Sadiq. I'm sorry, Kenyon Sadiq. That's what you do. This tight end, he out of Oregon, just like I said, just like Calvin you mentioned. It's just he's a game changer, and we on a situation where our OC.
What did you say his name was?
Kenyon Sadiq. That's his name.
I thought you said Drake. Okay,
I did say Kenyon Drake at first.
Okay.
But no, like I said, he's used to a game changer tight end. That's what he's used to because he came out of Atlanta with Kyle Pitts, and this is the closest thing. So if you want to get him familiar with this, to be as familiar with play calling and things of that nature, then you go out on a limb. You did it last year. You do it again this year, and you get that because K-Don is my guy. He's Mr. Reliable and all these things. I'm not taking away from K-Don, but he's not a game changer. And maybe that's what Baker needs. He needs somebody else to change the game so he doesn't have to. So that's the bells and whistles. So if he managed to drop, if KC doesn't take that chance on him, because that's what it's looking like, KC might do it. If KC lets him go, then we might be prime position to go get him. And I say, let's just go get it and see what happens.
Again, if you're just looking at the Ravens, I'm not that high on our receiver core. I'm not. I mean,
this ain't the best receiving draft though.
They serviceable.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you would take. I feel though there's value in free agency. There's still value in free agency.
My point is, if you want to use that number 1 overall pick as a bargaining chip to go out and help bolster your receiving core, if the AJ Brown thing still is out there, which nobody's denying that it isn't, I don't know if I give up on one, but if that's what it takes, no. Okay. I see. Y'all know I'm highly critical of AJ Brown and how he dealt with things in Philly, but he still he's an angel compared to that knucklehead. I don't want him.
I'm just asking a question because I've heard it too much that it must be some smoke somewhere. But
where have you heard that from?
Mainly from is Dallas Morning Dallas reporters.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere, man. But
but they're saying like they're trading because they don't want to sign him to basically what he wants CD money, and they can't give him that.
Jerry. That's Jerry putting stuff out there to try to sully the waters. You know how Jerry rolls.
I mean, you got to pay him then.
He got to. I mean, you seen what happened when both of them was clicking last year. Do you want that and that buzz that the team had around them? You chasing headlines? Go keep the headlines, buddy. He ain't winning nothing.
Speaking of Dallas, what Dallas doing?
I think they want Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State, so they got to trade up if they want him. The best situation is probably Cleveland because I think Cleveland can go one of a many different ways, and they'll take multiple draft picks, especially this and next year, until they get their quarterback. So I think they end up trading up unless Jordan Love starts to fall down, and then all of a sudden to trade at 10, I think with Cincinnati. But I think they trade up. I don't think they stay in at 12. They got 2 first-round draft picks. They're going to use both of them. They got 12 and 20. So, yeah, I think they trade. And I think you can do 12 and 20 to get 6 or something like that.
I don't think that's Jerry's style. Jerry going to take the best player available.
No, I think they gave up like 6 yards per run. I think they trying to find somebody to fill that hole. And I think they're trading up regardless. I think it just matters as to is it Love or is it Sonny Styles. But I think they trading up.
Well, 1 week from today, we'll find out. Very interesting stuff. Let's move on. Final 2 topics before we get out of here. Gunnar Henderson has been on a bit of a tear. I believe he was leading Major League Baseball in home runs for a spell there. But the Orioles overall have taken a dip. I didn't get a chance to update the standings since I made this graphic earlier. But the Orioles did lose today. Yeah. They're 9-9, 500 ball club. Just a few short days ago, they were in first place in the American League East. Now, that's not saying much. A lot of teams were jumbled up. A lot of people were very much closer. They still very much go right there in the thick of things. But overall, Orioles have had a tough week, but we've seen some positive things out of the team this season. Bats got kind of hot, had a good comeback on Monday. I was started to go to that game Monday down the yard when they scored like 6 runs to come back and take the victory. But then they lost the last 2 games, including a noon game today. Calvin, what have you been seeing? What's your thoughts on the Orioles over the past week?
Gunnar Henderson's been coming out hot. We see that injury last year really slowed him down. At one point was leading the league in home runs, showing the power. This offense has really been playing well. Taylor Ward still hitting the ball well. Sam Basayo as well for a rookie, really putting the ball in play, getting key hits. Pete Alonso had his first home run other night. This offense is just playing well. Now today they lose in extra innings, I believe. I know they lost 8-5. I didn't realize it was extra innings.
I think it was a 3-1 drat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so pitching has been pretty bad outside Trevor Rogers, who got the no decision on Monday. So that's what they need to straighten up. Hopefully Jackson Holiday will be back. I know he had a setback in his rehab, so they told him stop throwing. But they really just need to show up this pitching. Now the closer Helmsley been on point. I've loved him coming out of spring training. He's been on fire whenever they've given him a lead in the ninth frame. It's been a wrap. They just need to get this pitching down, and some of these errors as well. They've have a lot of errors to start the season, especially in the infield. And the injuries bug is hit again. We talked about Jackson Holiday's already out. Mountcastle with the broken foot, Adley with his injury, Tyler O'Neill with the concussion that happened on his day off. With the injury bug has bit him again. But Gunnar is hot. The offense is hot, and just need to get this pitch under control, and then get back to winning ball games.
Yeah, Justin, your thoughts on the Orioles over this past week?
Well, I think Cal just kind of buried the lead a little bit. You gotta get a little bit more for that comeback victory. Like that 7-6 game was tremendous. Sure. Like we was down and out. Jeremiah Jackson, he was probably paid to go back to the developmental once Jackson Holiday got healthy. He's performing so well. Shout out to the Grand Slam. Didn't he homered again that game? I think he homered again just like tonight. Like he is performing. He's one of the best hitters right now in the league right now. So he got his spot. Kobe Mayo might be the one to go back, and he shouldn't. But this just goes to show you, like I told you, man, they got it. I told you at the beginning of the season. I told you this, they should have did it during the off season. Mountcastle can go. Adley Rush, he can go. They can go. They can get up out of here, man. We can get bodies. We can get more pitching. We can get other things. They can go. And you know what happens? They got hurt. Now nobody want them no more. Like they could have got up out of here. But Jackson Holiday's injury is a little bit concerning. So you know who else had an injury similar to that? Francisco. His last name bothers me. Leandro or something like that. Basically, he doesn't even have. He barely has an RBI this season, and he's one of the main players in the league right now. So it's like that injury is tough, man. And I think he was back. I think Jackson Holiday was back like less than 200. In AAA, like you're supposed to be he's supposed to be in the 300s, 400s and around that within that ballpark. So that's concerning, and it's going to linger a little bit more. So maybe, hopefully, we get it back by Memorial Day or whatever. But that's tough. So that Blaze Alexander, I just saw him in the outfield. Now we had a whole different outfield this tonight. Like, they doing some things. But I like Blaze. He's been performing very well. He is the ultimate utility guy, and I like what we're doing. Kyle Bradish had. Yeah, I'm still giving him some rope. He still got to be the Kyle Bradish role. Trevor Rogers got rocked just a little bit. But he's still our guy. He still had his. Like, what was it, 4-3 we lost or something like that. So he still gave us a position to win.
I thought he pitched the comeback game. He didn't pitch that game?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He pitched like the last game, the middle game.
Okay.
So it's interesting, man. Like I love the team. Like you said, some of these errors. I know Basayo had a couple bad errors. But he's a rookie, so hopefully we get past that. We just in an interesting spot. It ain't all doom and gloom. We tied for number 1 in the ALE, so it's like we cool, but we could be better. But I don't want to keep. I hate. This is what I hate, guys. I hate the fact that every morning I look up and see if the Yankees lost. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again. I did that like 2 years ago, whatever. Like I don't. I just want to go. Did we win? And then, okay, let's continue building from there. I hate the fact that I got to look and say, well, did the Yankees lose? Because then we depended on them, and it's up here getting his psyche I don't care about the Yankees. We just gotta play our game, and then we can go ahead on and be a power play in that situation. So that's just how I feel. But and shout out to Gunner, man. I love that. I said all that. I said everything, and didn't even mention Gunner. Shout out to Gunner, man. Gunner's been excellent. You should have paid him when you had the chance, man. Should have paid him when you had the chance.
Yeah, we'll continue to monitor. It's baseball, man. It's a lot of games. Still
A lot of
early.
games.
A lot of games. So, but it's a good start. You know what I mean? And we talking about they 9-9 right now, 500, and it's like 162 games. You know what I mean? Like a lot of games left. So we'll continue to monitor this every week. We got a show every Wednesday, so we got to check in. Is what it is. Let's move on. This weekend, Wrestlemania will take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the second year in a row. The biggest show of the year is held at the home of the Las Vegas Raiders. This was a big decision made by the city of Las Vegas to throw a lot of money at WWE to bring them back for a second year in a row. After the success of last year, they wanted the tourist money, and tourism in Las Vegas has kind of been struggling. So they've been trying to attract acts and get people to come. And then there are a lot of international people who have not been traveling due to the ICE issues that are happening in the United States. A lot of the travel bans and things that have been enacted since Trump took over. So Vegas is doing everything it can to try to entice people to come to the city in off seasons like April, around the Easter holidays, spring break. And Vegas was a huge attraction for them last year. Well, this year tickets have not been flying off the shelf like as the clip that they did, but they also increased the prices by damn near 40% year over year, which really impacted people as far as making a decision. And years ago, when Vegas WrestleMania was only one night, you had to buy one ticket to one event. But now WrestleMania has been split over 2 nights. You have to buy combo tickets, which can run you north of $1,000 easy. And then if you want to take someone with you, I mean, come on, the prices are just so insane. But yet and still, currently as it sits, WrestleMania is sitting at over 40,000 people have bought tickets for each night. So the stadium will look full, and we will be seeing 2 nights of wrestling action starting on Saturday night. Let's go through the card from top to bottom. They have announced the matches that will kick off the event on Saturday night. The show will kick off with a 6-man tag team match. The Usos will team with LA Knight. They take on Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and ISO Speed, who is a YouTuber and I watch a lot of his videos. He's a funny guy, but he's done a lot of stuff with Logan Paul on YouTube. They've done all types of stunts and things of that nature. Mr. Beast. So he's probably one of the more viewed people online. So I know what they're going for. You saw the viral moment he had last year in the Royal Rumble when Braun Breaker speared him out of his shoes, and so they're going for that. So I'm sure Speed he will take a bump. He will do something crazy. You saw him last year when he was dressed up in that mascot outfit, and he took ass whooping. So he's been involved about on three or four occasions at this point, with always involving Logan Paul and his energy drink and stuff like that. But I think it's just a way to kick off the show. Usos will come out. Jay will get the yeet to the open crowd, open the show up. It'll be a spectacle. This will air live on ESPN 2.
Oh, it's ESPN 2? Okay.
ESPN 2.
Oh, so Sunday is ESPN.
Yeah, Sunday is ESPN.
So Brock over is ESPN.
So this will be on ESPN 2, 6-man tag. Justin, how do you see this matchup going down?
I got a Vision winning. I got LA Knight getting pinned, and it'd be great if it's ISO Speed that does it. I believe ISO Speed has been going on an athletic tour to see what he might want to transition to, just to kind of keep the things going. When you see him work out with the NFL players and stuff like that, he's keeping up with some of these guys stride for stride. Like, the dude really is pretty goddamn fast. But yeah, this is a nice home if he wants to go there. He's a little undersized, so you had to bulk up a little bit. But Logan Paul made the transition, and he is John Cena said he wanted to be him. He's a full-time WWE athlete, so he's not a YouTuber anymore. He's a wrestler. But yeah, I got the vision taking it. I just think that the burial of LA Knight will continue to the point where he just needed to go in and just don't renew your contract. TNA's waiting for you.
Oh man, that's terrible, Calvin.
I figured that our show speed will finally I don't want to say do right by LA Knight and the Usos, but finally make up for his wrongs and use the brass knuckles on Logan Paul, and that's how this match ends.
Yeah.
With him walking away with the Usos.
You think that's how it's gonna go? Okay.
Yes.
I think the Usos and LA Knight will win this match. I think this is a way just to get them a little happy ending to start the show. Usos get a victory. Austin Theory will take the pin. I just think they're gonna throw him a bone. You know what I mean? I think they got bigger plans for Logan and them, but they gotta go down. They gotta
drop the titles.
They gotta go down a little bit. So I think Braun Breaker comes back. That's going to help rebuild the team back up. They like, hold up, y'all ain't been doing things the right way, but they got to get smacked in the face. They got to go down lower to build them back up. So I'm rolling with the Usos. I don't know anything. I'm just talking. I really don't care. But that's just a prediction. Next up, Becky Lynch goes after the Intercontinental title against AJ Lee on Saturday night. This is a rematch that we've seen. Calvin, how you see this matchup going down?
I think Becky wins, gets the title back. AJ's already part-time. I don't, and it's time to bury this storyline going forward because we don't have the Punk Rollins storyline, which is how this kind of started. So I got Becky winning and then bigger thing or new things for AJ Lee in her part-time role.
Justin?
I was with Becky up until recently. I just think that if there's any landslide when it comes to percentages, I think this is the one. I think everyone is assuming that Becky wins. So AJ took the title off of her before. Becky gets it back at WrestleMania, so on and so forth. We move forward. AJ Lee can go back to being part-time or barely showing up and all this other stuff. And I just think that's a safe play. I just think if you want to shake some things up, you let AJ Lee maintain it because there's still more matches that she can probably get into that we probably haven't seen. So I like that version than the Becky Lynch version. So I'll go AJ Lee.
I just think Becky, as the Intercontinental title champion, has more options and can face more people that will be more intriguing. Because Becky, to me, at this stage in her career, is a good vehicle to get some of the young talent over. And I just don't see AJ in that role, especially as a babyface. You're going to want her to win. That means she's going to have to. I can see Becky and Tiffany Stratton after Mania. I can see Becky and, multiple people who are kind of lingering in that mid card, or they actually got top tier talent, but they don't really have nothing to do with them right now. You can match them up with Becky and automatically that's a top matchup. I just don't think you get that same pop with AJ Lee right now. And I think she is a part-timer. I mean, she have a run to Mania, and then she can go back, come back a little later. I mean, I don't think she needs to be on the road week after week. And I think with Becky as the champion on the road, I think it makes that title a little bit more important. So I got Becky winning this matchup. Next up, street fight. I thought they should have made this Hell in a Cell. I think that would have made more sense. Maybe they're saving it for down the line, but to me, because they brawled all over the place, they've had carnage. If they would have put this match in the cage, this would have set this match up. You know what I mean? It have made it even more special. And I think that gives a little bit more variety. I think these two are going to work their ass off. I really do. I like Jacob Fatu. I have a lot of faith in him. This is his biggest match ever. It's the biggest stage. And I've watched Jacob for years. He was in MLW. He was on the Indies. I've seen this guy. He's a hell of a worker. And I think he's earned this opportunity to perform at WrestleMania. And I'm happy. When you look up and down these two cards, especially I've been watching, I watched a lot of these guys before they got to WWE. it's a lot of talent who has really been like in the trenches. You know what I mean? And they finally getting their first chance on top. And then you got some young talent like your Tricks and your guys Obers and guys like that who are new. You know what I mean? So I think this Mania will be remembered as a Mania where new people finally are starting to take that step. And I think Fatu winning this match will help cement him and put him on a journey and hopefully propel him into going into a higher spot. I think he wins this match and moves on to higher heights. And not that Drew's not great. I think Drew's phenomenal. But at this stage, I want to see what they do with Jacob Fatu. I got Fatu winning. Calvin?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bloody, just everywhere match. They've got. I don't want to say they got to finalize the storyline, but this just needs to be one of those matches that it's just an all-out brawl for 20 minutes. It's bloody. Both competitors are bloody. Multiple chair shots, things of that nature. But I got Fatu as well. I keep waiting for them to write off Drew, but I don't know if this is going to be it or not. But I got Fatu as well.
Justin?
Unsanctioned. If they not fighting in no damn casinos, I don't want to see it. That's what I need for this match.
You want to see?
I understand the Hell in a Cell, and that would have been fine. A Hell in a Cell is fine, but if you taking the Hell in a Cell, we're not doing that. And it's pretty much I don't want to see a backstage, bro. I don't want to see that. I unsanctioned. It doesn't need to be in the ring. It's just gonna be a referee following them around. It needs to hit the strip. It needs. I want to hit somebody with a slot. Something
down
has
to the
happen.
Somebody
to make it memorable. Yeah, something has.
I will say that was something about the Attitude Era that made things different.
I want to see somebody shooting craps in the background.
Remember they had the boiler room brawl.
He take that little stick they use and smack. I need to see that. I need to see that.
Goldust and Rowdy Piper fought all out in the streets of Hollywood. Got the back of that truck, rode somewhere. You know what I mean? It was a variety. That's
what I need from this match.
So
with that being said, it's going to happen. Yo. It's going to happen. I got 5-2 winning it, but yeah, I need to see that.
Yeah. Next up, it's going to be a 4-team tag team matchup of some sort.
Of some sort.
Any update on Nikki Bella?
I believe she's ready. So again, until they officially say that, and unfortunately you won't know until SmackDown, but everything I've heard is still no Asuka and Io put on the show, so I think they just won't be on the show. It is what it is. But it's a lot of people in this match. I guess this is where you put Charlotte and Alexa over. I mean, I assume. But the fact that they fought so hard to put the Bellas in this match, shit, they might be winning. You know what I mean? Like, it got to be a reason why they fought so hard to hold out. Maybe they just wanted the star power of the Bellas. But I'm going with Alexa and Charlotte to win this match. I don't have high hopes for it. My girl, look, man, Naya, okay. But what's the shorty name?
Lash.
Hey, you got to tighten it up, dog. You had an opportunity on last Monday. I need more. You're better than this. I've seen better from you. When given an opportunity to be singled out in the stage, you have to show them why you're the next big thing.
Last Monday, not this past Monday.
Last Monday. I need to see more. So again, I've been fast forwarding through a lot of these segments at this point, but I did watch that match and it wasn't impressive. I need them to show more for me to be entertained. Calvin?
I think the Bella Twins are going to win as well. I want to say Alexa turns on Charlotte, but it has to be a way if it happens, it's going to be in a way in which Charlotte is the babyface because she has to be liked and a fan favorite. But I agree. It's too much. It was too much to get the Bella Twins in this matchup, so it has to be a reason. So I'm gonna go with them. But I do think we possibly get Alexa turning on Charlotte during the course of this match, or somehow it's an accident and Charlotte causes them the match. But I got the Bella Twins as well. But just to add some intrigue or something to this match to give me a reason to watch.
I'm still gonna go with the Irresistible Forces. I think they retain. Although it does make sense when it comes to the Bella Twins, like they could have easily replaced them and did not even have to worry about this little injury thing.
Sure.
I don't like that.
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
I don't like that. They could have easily replaced them with any other Julia ain't got a match. Julia and Kiana James ain't got a match. They could have easily replaced them with them. But they didn't. So I am shaky off of that. But I just think that they keep it on Lash and Naya, just for the sake of just for the sake of dominance, in a sense, right? They are the most dominant team in this match. So they find a way. I ain't shaky. I ain't 100% on this, but I'm not on the fence. So I'm going with them. It's just it's shaky.
It's all a guess. Next up, probably the in-ring match of the night. Technically, Seth Rollins and Gunther, two great wrestlers. Don't have a deep story. They've kind of, had to put this. This was a lot of audibles involved, but I think from a wrestling standpoint, this could be really good. I have Seth losing due to Braun Breaker. I think Braun makes his return. I think we've all kind of assumed that might happen, which I don't like guys coming back and losing their first match back. But as long as it's a story and it leads to something else, I don't mind it. I just don't see Gunther losing after you give him so much equity by beating Cena, AJ. Or if he does lose, it has to be.
It won't be
Braun tried to do something, and Seth outsmarted him and thwarted it, and a roll up happens or a flash pin or something like that. You can get away with it that way, but I do think to make it make sense for me, Braun Breaker has to get involved. Justin?
I 100% agree with that because we all know Braun is 100% healthy. And they're just waiting to use him. So obviously you wait to use him for WrestleMania for the shock and all, as Triple H loves to do. So yeah, that's what that happens. Now, I guess if you want to add intrigue, Braun tries to spear Rollins and misses. It gets Gunther. That's a nice tweak there. But with that being said, I still go with Gunther winning. I got Gunther winning this.
Yeah, that's
Seth can afford a loss.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. That's what I meant by if you want to, give Gunther the out there, Braun hit me by mistake or slip on a banana peel type deal. It won't hurt Gunther one iota to lose like that. Calvin?
Yeah. I think we all agree that Braun Breaker will be involved in this match some kind of way. I think we all agree that Gunther will not lose clean. I think that's fair to say as well. I still think, we get some, maybe this is more so after Mania, we get a Gunther Heyman situation, which obviously leads to Lesnar at SummerSlam. But I think Gunther either wins or Braun Breaker accidentally spears like Justin said, spears Gunther and then Rollins wins. But Braun Breaker's involved in this matchup and Gunther won't lose clean. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Next up, the women's title is defended by Stephanie Victoria versus Liv Morgan. They have been really, really putting a lot of promotion behind Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
I think Stephanie is representing herself well. I was shaky on Stephanie, but I think a lot of that was due to the injury. She had some time away. She really wasn't given a storyline to sink her teeth into. But I've liked the build to this match. I think they've done a good job. And I think the promo she had a couple weeks ago really gave me a little bit more passion from her. The little head clonking situation last week and Liv all bruised up looking and deranged. I like it. I think Liv wins. I think it's good to put the title on Liv here. And we move on to what's next. I wouldn't even mind a program between these two. I don't think this needs to be a one-off. I think we can include Roxanne, include what's the big girl? Raquel. I think Raquel could get involved and eventually let splinters off to Raquel and Liv for the title. you can do a lot of things with this storyline. I really think this is a good little rhythm they have on Raw with the Judgment Day, even the men and women. And Liv is really a good catalyst for what they can really pull off. And eventually she can be toppled down the line. But for now, I think it's good to get that title on Liv. Justin?
I think this is the match where as though you had the least time for promos out of all the matches. You know what I'm saying? Hell, even Steph and Gunther, they had the least amount of time, and they are blowing this thing out the water. Oh my God, they're doing a great job. I'm glad. I don't know who's to give credit to, but that Dominic angle they was aiming for at first, I'm so glad they got off of that. So kudos to them. They take a lot of shots. That this was a positive. Y'all noticed that wasn't working, and y'all just found a way to make it work. Y'all pivoted very well. And Liv, this is probably the best I've seen Liv. And we done seen Liv going against Rhea in all different types of versions of Liv. This right here is the best version,
and it's more
when
believable.
it came to the promo side. It's way more believable because they are similar size and stature. So yes, I'm going with Liv to win, but I do expect a phenomenal match. I ain't gonna say it's match of the night, but it'll be up there. I think it'll be
they can both work. Calvin?
Yeah. I think this has the potential to be that match of the night. That was going to be one of my surprises. But yeah, I got to Liv as well. It's time to put the title back on her. But I'm expecting, like you said, a great match. And like I said, this is my surprise match of the night for night one. So I agree with that statement.
All right. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes defends the WWE title versus Randy Orton. This match is these two have been, remember Cody was in Legacy years ago. They could have built this out longer, which tells me this is not the end of this. I think this continues. There's been reports of a tag team match next month at Backlash. So I think Cody wins the first time. No, he doesn't. Cody loses.
No, that's very sad.
At the hand of The Rock. I think The Rock makes his return on Sunday. I think Pat McAfee kind of tipped his hand. I don't have no inside information. I'm just a wrestling fan.
You said he makes his return on Sunday?
Saturday, excuse me. Time.
He gonna be there both nights.
I mean, if he's going to be, I'm talking about this match right now, and that's Saturday night. Again, I don't have no inside information. I just listened to Pat McAfee talk about Rock said he ain't never coming back. He's bigger than WWE. Yada yada yada. I still, somebody above me, y'all pulls the strings. I report to them. Got all this verbiage. Like the whole storyline last year was Rock wanted a representative, and it was John Cena. Cena's gone. Who's the next guy? Randy Orton. And as far as you can make a story out of it, I'm not saying they are, but you could. Will they do it? I don't know, but I'm just as a fan, I'm just looking at it. I could see Rock Carson coming down and Randy winning the title. I could see that if you're going to continue this story on into the spring. I'll go with Orton. Calvin?
I agree. Orton wins. I don't think this will be their final matchup this year. Maybe even leading into SummerSlam, but I think Orton wins this matchup. He gets, was it 16? This be 15, 16?
No. He nowhere near that.
Orton?
I think he only got I don't think he got that many.
Okay. But I got Randy winning. I think after the bad reviews with the McAfee reveal, I think we do get more. I don't know if that was the initial plan, but I do think we get more. I only had The Rock appearing on Sunday, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does Saturday and Sunday. But Orton wins this matchup. I think that's safe to say. It's kind of like last year with Cena.
And I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock has nothing to do with nothing. But I'm just saying, I'm looking at it like
I think he has something to do. I still think until proven otherwise, we're building to Roman Rock next year. So I think that's why I think I have him Sunday.
Justin?
This is tough. Well, this match is not tough. I'm just thinking about the outcome. But no, I have Orton winning this. It got to be something, right? It has to be. It's just not gonna be a 1v1 and everything like that. But we know that he's gonna win because shout out to King. He brought this up on the pod. He said, they're already advertising backlash between all four of these guys, including Jelly Roll. They're already advertising in a sense, right? So if Pat McAfee or McAfee is saying that, in order for me to, if Randy loses, you're never going to see me again. Well, your company just kind of you just did it. So I'll go for it.
To be fair, they didn't advertise that. That was a leak. But I get what you're saying.
What the leak has been leaked. So Orton wins, but I don't think The Rock is involved in this. I think maybe Jelly Roll comes out, Pat McAfee does whatever, and somehow, some way, there's an RKO. So there you go.
I think the crowd is going to be tough. I will say that. I think the crowd will be booing the hell out of Cody.
Yeah.
But I also think they hate McAfee. So like, it could get Cody cheered. Like this is gonna be weird. This is going to be a weird match.
That is the one thing that
Randy's going to get cheered though. We know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a legend. So legends get cheered for the most part. I can't think of any legend that gets booed. The Miz ain't no legend. I'm talking about like real legend, legit real legend. You know what I mean? So that'd be interesting. Let's move on to night 2. We can speed through some of these. Not this one. Obafemi and Brock will open the night. Calvin, your thoughts?
Oba needs to win, but the way that they're letting Brock just get destroyed Monday after Monday. Now, outside the last 2, it concerns me. But Oba needs to win more than Brock, especially this is Brock's swan song. This is his last WrestleMania, and this is his last 4 or 5 months in WWE. Oba needs to win. I'm almost saying it needs to be a squash, but I'm not going to go that far. But Oba needs to win. Like I can imagine Monday after Raw with and we'll talk about who's holding the title on Raw, and then they're cutting that promo, and then Oba comes out, and then we build to that. So Oba needs to win. So
this is what I'll say. This notion that Brock is retiring, I don't know who started that, but I don't think it's happening at no SummerSlam, and I just don't. Brock's not going nowhere for a while. Brock is in the middle of a court case.
Brock, so you saying he need the money?
It's not about the money. He want to clear his name. He wants to stay in the positive grace of the public, and ESPN likes having Brock Lesnar around. I mean, that's just it. R. Emmanuel, TKO, the UFC ties, they like having Brock Lesnar around. I'm not saying that's the reason why he's going to defeat Obafemi, because to me, I've heard many cases on both sides. I think it's up in the air right now. Like right now, I've talked to somebody who works there. It's not solidified 100%. I think they're leaning Oba 100%. But sometimes these things ain't necessarily the call of the creative team.
I guess what's the benefit of Brock winning, or what's the reason for Brock to win?
Story going.
That doesn't help Oba, in my opinion.
Don't hurt him. Okay, I think Oba has represented himself as best. That promo on Monday, I think it was probably better than the brawls and all the ass whoopings. Like it was, if not equal to the first first power bomb or whatever.
Yeah. To go 1-on-1 with Heyman, to go to
sensational, and it showed you. And WWE is not just about what you do in the ring. We all know that WWE is a talking territory.
Yeah,
and if you show you can cut a 20-minute promo, 15-minute promo, 10, go back and forth, hold your own, and do it entertaining.
Yeah,
you are going to be a top guy for a long time in this company. And I think he showed that the other day. That's why they were so high on Big E. That's why they were so high. They want those articulate, you know what I mean? Your Booker T's, your guys who can not just do it in the ring. If you're going to put a black guy on top, Rock, they got to be able to talk. And Oba doesn't just look like, you don't have too many guys who look like Oba who can talk like that. You know what I mean? Like, so that's it. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. I think he's winning, but everything you see, you can make an argument. That's why this match is so intriguing. It could go either way. Justin, your thoughts?
Similar. A shout out to his promo, like you said. Yeah, if Brock wins, then it's 50-50 and Oba's going to win the last one. And I don't know if they're going to have a third one. The retirement thing, that's something else different. Oba won't be the one to retire him, so I'll say that. So yeah, I'm going with Oba to win this one. I want to see a great match. That's what I want to see. I want to see, because this is what I was telling. I had a conversation real quick. I know we run up short on time. It's not that many times when you're in a ring with somebody as strong as your opponent, right? Brock is not too many people as strong as Oba. It's not too many people as strong as Brock. So you have the luxury now to do certain moves and things of that nature that you normally probably won't be able to do. You know, you saw Brock get lifted up in the air. It's not too many people that could just on earth that can do that. So take advantage of that time period. Take advantage of that, and let's give us a great match.
I mean, let's keep it a buck. We've seen Brock get thrown around. I think we've seen Goldberg throw him. We've seen Braun Strowman throw him around. We've seen like different guys over the years who have Brock has had enough confidence in to be like, all right, I'm going to do the job for you. I'm going to, you know what I mean? But hey, one on to me, I'm looking like Obafemi. That's the difference. A black man that looks like him, I think it makes a statement. It really does. And it sends a message that we're going to do things a little bit different, especially the bad PR WWE's gotten about not, we've heard all the people trying to say Triple H is racist or say he doesn't like pushing black talent and da-da-da. I think it goes a long way when you've shown that you put in real stock into these guys down at NXT to build them to be ready for this stage. And then they come up and actually perform. That speaks good. That speaks good to your developmental system. Like, that's why I think if the biggest case for Oba winning is to show that what we've done down at NXT with some of these guys, the biggest case for Trick winning, these different talent that were developed, Javon, different ones like that, is to show that we're not just doing things for fun. We're doing it to try to make the next stars of the next and keep this thing moving forward. So just going with the pat hand of Brock is speaking to the past. But if you want to move this thing forward, I do think Oba winning sends a big message to the fan base, to everybody. We need to take NXT serious. And as someone who doesn't watch NXT week to week, this does speak to me. It does. It's like, okay, maybe I should start paying more attention. Because when they was jobbing out the NXT guys, it made me feel like, well, I'm not watching it no more. I'm not wasting my time. You know what I mean? But when you start calling them up to the main roster and they actually use them correctly and not jobbing them out and they sitting at home on WrestleMania and they actually, I'm not talking about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They weren't made in NXT. They were made in Ring of Honor. I'm talking about homegrown talent, straight NXT. Like Sasha Banks and Charlotte, and we had to take Becky Lynch serious. They were made in NXT, and then they used them correctly on the main roster. When they do that with these NXT people now, I'm going to start paying attention again.
I guess the only issue with that is it's like the draft class. So this is his draft class. This is like you got the famous 2002 draft class: Brock, Batista, Randy, and
they got
them
all over right away.
You have it right now: Trick, Oba, Javon. If you want to throw in Mello, you can do that too. But the problem is, it's not. There's no one in NXT right now that could be the next draft class. So I don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one 6'6". Like Trick is 6'5". You know, these Javon is 6'4". Like, these guys stand out.
Yeah.
there's
You gotta
nobody like
steadily
that
keep
right
doing
now.
that. You gotta
So we
steadily
gotta just so don't
Yeah.
you ain't got to come at NXT right now. Just
Yeah,
I love Ricky.
Yeah.
You know him as Ricky Starks. I love Ricky
Ricky
Saints. I
Starks.
love Joe
Yeah.
Hendry and all these guys.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not
that.
those
They're not
guys.
that.
So
Well,
gotta wait a
and
little
that's
bit.
part of the developmental farm system. You got to keep on finding new talent. Like they got a tryout in Vegas this weekend, trying to find new people to bring to NXT. You know what I mean? You gotta constantly. That's how Oba got found. You know what I mean? They saw him play and do the shot putting. I think it was at Georgia or Oklahoma, one of them schools. But I can't remember what school he was at. But
I want to say Alabama.
Maybe Bama. You know what I mean? But he did a tryout. You know what I mean? And he showed out. You know what I mean? Like, so that works. Like, clearly it's a proven system. But let's keep it moving. This is only the first match. They're going to follow that up with the ladder match. They've already announced these two matches will be on ESPN on Sunday. I think that's very intelligent. You know what I mean? Like, two big time matches with one of them is like a big spectacle, and one of them is just like all action. Whoa, eye popping. And I wouldn't even end the match on ESPN. You know what I would do? I would have the first match. I would preview this next match. I will start this match and have the match continue and tell people if you want to see the end, you got to click on to the ESPN app and to continue watching. That's what I would do. And they would have to click over and you get some subscriptions that way. That's how you get them to watch it on. Like, that used to be happening all bad time back then. Remember, you used to watch Sunday Night Heat, getting ready for a pay-per-view, and some crazy angle will happen. Oh, if you want to see what's going to happen, order the pay-per-view. And you know what I mean? That's old school promotion. Justin, what's your thoughts on this?
So, for the sake of the future, right? So, clearly, like we said last week, Rey Mysterio just happened to be healthy. Once Gunther went into a whole different creative, right? So, I believe Dom is the one to retire Rey. But knowing WWE, they won't just let that be that. It has to be a title involved. So, with that being said, I believe Rey Mysterio finds some goddamn way to climb his old raggedy self up that joint and get that title one last time, and then Dom takes it out, gets his title back, and retires Rey Mysterio.
Okay. What you got,
but I want Javon to win, though.
Is it too much to have Javon, Oba, and Trick win on Sunday?
It's too much, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. This ain't February. They're not going to give it to us, Paul. They're not going to do it.
Well, if it was February, we definitely lose.
I'm going to go with Javon just because I think him. Well, I think Ray's been input in the match, kind of like what you talked about last week. Just kind of a look. I'm healthy, kind of a F you. I don't want to face Gunther because I'm not retiring yet. But so I don't know if his being in this match is any more than that. Besides, we need you to help sell tickets. That whole angle. So I'm gonna go with Javon. I'm gonna say we're gonna have a lot of gold changing hands this weekend, and I think Javon's gonna be one of the people that acquires gold in WrestleMania.
Oh, I think we all got somebody different because I think Penta's winning. I think Penta's going to retain. He's a good champion, man. I don't.
No,
think...
I love him. Yeah, I love him as a champion.
That's true.
I think he represents himself well. He's Mexican born. They don't have too many Mexican stars right now, and I think he's their best one. So I don't see them having him lose. If you look up and down this card, I think he's the only, like Ray and Dominic. Dominic is Mexican American, so but yeah, I think Penta wins. It's a good showcase match. Everybody has their spots, but in the end, he retains. I don't think you beat Penta in a multi-man match. He's gonna lose one-on-one to somebody. Next up, Sami Zayn defends the United States title against Trick Williams. I'll start this one off. I think we all expecting the crowning of Trick in this match. It'd be interesting where they place this match up at. I would do it where I put these order together. This is how I would do the order. Right at that ladder match, I would have Sammy come out, Trick, and I would crown Trick. I have Carmelo get involved. Maybe set up a feud with Carmelo and Trick for the spring. Off to the races, man. But I think Trick gets his big moment. That's why I don't do Penta. I mean, I don't do Javon or nothing before this match. I think Penta wins, retains the next because you already had Oba. So Oba wins. You don't want Oba, Javon, and Trick back to back to back.
Same night.
I think Oba, Penta, and then you go Trick. That third in line. I think he wins. I think it'll be a good in-ring match, but the fans have been turning on Sami Zayn, and this is 100% the fault of the booker. 100% the fault of taking that title off Carmelo. The people are revolted. The people have revolted, and I like it. Good. Good. Calvin?
Sammy goes full heel, but Trick wins. So I'm going to go all out and pick all three of them.
I will not do that. The thing about the Sammy angle is, Larry, you mentioned that, right? Like, the booking side of it. Is that also? It's also the creative side because he was whining like the couple weeks before that.
He's been whining.
Sure.
Yeah, people don't like that. Like, all right, it's cool every now and then, but you got to win. So if you don't win, you're a whiner. So it's that and what you just said. But at the end of the day, like you said, like the double heel turn or the face turn, whatever. Trick is going to become the fan favorite. Sammy's going to become the heel. But Little Yachty is the reason why Trick loses. Little Yachty's going to be the reason why Trick loses, guys. Sami Zayn is going to win this match. They already planted the seeds.
Is that Norman Powell? No, that's not Norman Powell. Who that went that? Y'all watching the Clippers game? Somebody just got injured.
The damn sure ain't Norman Powell.
No, he on the Heat. Who is that? Anyway, I'll keep it out. Next up, Jade Cargill defends the women's title against Rhea Ripley. Calvin, who you got?
Do we get a Bianca return at WrestleMania? I don't think so.
I think this is the match Io and them get involved because Io ain't got nothing right now, and they kind of been mixing them in.
Yeah, I think Rhea is successful without the belt, so there's not a need to put the belt on her, at least right now. And that's why I think Jade wins. It's no other reason than Rhea can be successful without the belt, because without Bianca, which we're all waiting for that match, that build up to Jade and Bianca, I don't know if there's what else we can do without inserting Jade into someone else's feud. But with her having the title, it makes her interesting, in my opinion. So I think Jade wins. I think Rhea remains popular without the belt. And I think we can get Jade inserted into other feuds until we get Jade Bianca, whenever that happens.
Justin?
I got Jade winning. I got Rhea being injured some kind of way permanently. Not like, in real life.
got written off.
I'm getting her written off because she's just came out and confirmed the weight loss because of the eating disorders and things like that. She needs to step away and get us out together. So maybe the old fashioned the leg is in the chair and I jump off and snap your leg in a sense, one of those classics. And I think that's what happens. I wouldn't be also mad if there's I know they want to have this match, man. I know they want to have a match, but I would love for Io to finally turn on Rhea. I would love for that to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to see it personally, because what Asuka said on Monday, I don't know if you guys caught that, but she called it right down the middle, just like everybody else was saying it. Say, yo, you was headline WrestleMania, for the title. Now you Rhea sidekick. Like Asuka said that to her, and that's your mentor telling you that you're somebody else's sidekick. So with that being said, I believe a lot of things go against Rhea, and it's just like, oh, it was Rhea against so many odds, so she had to lose, and she was injured, so she needs to take some time away, and this is her brutality. That's what happened. So I'm going with that.
I mean, if they want to extend the Asuka, Io, and Kyrie storyline, you could have them convince Io to rejoin the Kabuki Warriors, and to do that, maybe she doesn't help Rhea, and maybe because Jade got her girls too. What are they named? B Fab and the Meechin. Like maybe her crew gets involved some kind of way, and instead of EO helping, she withholds her help. I don't know. You can come up with some creative way. I just don't know who's that next person. Maybe you bring the big girl. What's the big girl they called up from NXT with the muscles?
Kelly Armstrong? Not yet.
No. I'm talking about she on WWE main roster right now. They wrestled.
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace. You know what I mean? Like who's Rhea's next? I mean, not Rhea, Jay's opponent.
Well, they had her backtracking to the U.S. title.
So I don't know. So I don't know what's next for Jade as champion. I got more options for Rhea if I have her as champion. So again, it'll be interesting what they do. I don't have a strong prediction either way. And then next up, I put this match late because I think you needed to be dark in Vegas. You needed to be dark for the Demon to really matter. The last time they used the Demon, it was still sunny outside.
I like that. That's Come not on, a bad. Man. I like that.
It was still sunny outside.
But it was outside. It was outside though.
It was outside. At least wait till it get dark at night and then bring the Demon out in the that's the point. Why would you bring the Demon while the sun's shining? Like wait till later in the show when it's dark, and then you can do the whole smoke and the whole entrance. The whole Demon thing is the entrance. Let's be honest. Like, come on. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Finn Balor been with this damn match. That's all I know. The Demon do not lose. Like, don't do nothing stupid.
He don't win, but
he don't lose. That's the Universal Champion we talking about there.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, Justin.
He don't.
I have Finn taking this as the Demon. Like I said, it's too much going on. It's too much hype around it. You can't have all this hype. He gotta win. But like I said, Dom can then lose, be frustrated and stuff like that. Then he finds out it's fall to win, so he's even more pissed off. So that continues that storyline to a further date. And I don't know what you do with Finn after this. That's my thing. What do you do with Finn after this? If he got his victory, right? He beat the Judgment Day, got him. Are you going for the title? Are you going to put yourself in that situation? Yeah. I don't know. We don't know. But I go with Finn. I like the unknown versus that's trash. I don't like that. So I'll go with that.
My thing with Finn is he's a good character, but I don't think he's a champion, like a world top guy. Like at this stage of his career,
he never lost as a champion.
He only had 2 days to show it, and then he never
lost. He never lost as champion technically.
Finn Balor been wrestling a long time, man, long time. Like he can be a upper tier guy who wins good matches here and there, but he don't need to be the champion. I loved him in that role when he was with the Judgment Day and they was just doing their thing. You know what I mean? I don't think you need to go back to that. But Dom don't need to win matches. Like Dom is not got to be a dominant guy to be over. No. Like and he gonna still be over in AAA. You know what I mean? Like he's fine. Like Finn can get a good win here. We can. I think you know who really needs some help? Damian Priest. They need to bring him back over to Raw at the WrestleMania, do a little shuffle or something, and put I know he's
fine with all truth.
No, man.
He cashed better than that. Money in the Bank 2 years ago. And
if he's better than that, then you know where he need to go. He need to go to AAA. That's where he need to go.
I mean,
him and the Undertaker can work well together.
Him and Finn Balor as babyfaces could be a good tag team. I think that's fine. I think R-Truth. Look, no disrespect. That man's old. Look, you're not putting R-Truth and Damian Priest as a marquee match on WrestleMania. You're putting them on SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. The talent that come on. Anyway, Calvin, did you speak on this?
Oh, the Demon, easily. He can't lose.
And then finally, so we can get out of here, main event. Honestly, and I've said this, I told y'all the 2 matches I'm most interested in from the weekend is Oba and Brock and this match, because I honestly can make an argument why either one of these 2 could win. Like, I think Roman wins, and I'm probably picking Roman to win, but I can see them having Punk win. Like,
explain. Give me that scenario.
You can tell a story of it too. Punk winning is like his crowning achievement of his whole career. Like,
Sure. Okay.
Punk has never main evented a Mania. He's never been on this stage. Two, Roman is not one of those guys where he has to be the champion to carry anything. Like, he's not there every week. He's been there this time to build to Mania. But after Mania, he's gone. Like, he's not going to be there every week. And Punk is a traveling champ. He on every house show. He on every, like, from a business perspective, it makes complete sense to have Punk continue as a title. Plus, you can have matches after Mania. You got Gunther matches already lined up. You can go back to Seth. You can go. I mean, it's so many things you can do with Roman. You got big matches that you can build to for SummerSlam, a big match, but you can do that later. Like, he don't need to be the world champion for that to happen. That's my argument. Would I put it on him? Yes. But I could easily be fine with them putting it on Punk, keeping it on Punk, and then having Punk drop it to a guy maybe like a Oba. Or, I mean, I wouldn't do Oba. No, I wouldn't do Oba. I would do, if Punk is going to lose the title, it needs to be a heel that profits from beating him. Like, I'll give that some thought. But anyway, I think that it could go either way. It could. Calvin?
I think the same reason you gave for Punk when you could say for Roman. Now you want to make the argument he's not going to be there every week. He wasn't every week when he was champion for however 1,000 whatever straight days. He wasn't there every week, and people got tired of him being a part-time champion. But now people want that again. They want the bloodline again. They want him to be a part-time champion, and they'll be okay with it initially. And I think, like I said before, I think with him winning, you can lead to a year-long storyline with him and The Rock fighting at WrestleMania next year, because there'll be too much money involved. The title won't be on the line. Roman will drop the title at some point during the course of the year. But you begin to sow those seeds now, similar to Cena Rock, 14, 15 years ago. And I think and when you put the bloodline back together, now you build a storyline for who's the true OTC, and you can have The Rock swan song. This is his final match. We can go through all that, and then he's in the Hall of Fame 2 years from now. But I think the seeds start to get planted at WrestleMania 42, and you don't necessarily need Roman to win for that to happen. You need The Rock there for it to happen. But I think Roman wins initially, and he carries the title, and he makes this title what he did for the Universal title 3 years ago. So I got Roman winning.
Justin.
Acknowledgement. That's all I needed to say. Do I got to go more? Do I got to give a full out explanation?
I thought you was on mute for a second.
Oh no, that was not. I was not telling y'all to hold up. No, I don't have that much space, so I could. It's not like I could relax. Right. So
no, I get it. I
got Roman winning only because, like I said, this is when The Rock shows up. I believe that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can care less about that part. It's just I feel like it's time. I've been looking at The Rock IG. He ain't the frail dude no more. He put on a little bit more weight, and he started round himself out. And what really kind of made it like standard is you got the Usos together. You got them with a banging song together. And then out of nowhere, Solo. What the hell Solo doing on Raw? You know what I'm saying? And then you see the dissension in the MFTs at the same time. So if these ain't seeds being planted to another bloodline reuniting in a sense, maybe led by The Rock that's in TKO, so he's like corporate Rock. He doesn't have to be that, and then the Roman is making that transition to be where The Rock is. It's a lot of storylines you can go with. So this is the swan song if they're going to do it, and it'll be the last time you can do the bloodline of this nature. So I like that.
Yeah. I mean, if they go all out with the bloodline, fine, I get it. That makes sense, but that's the only way it works. Like, but even that though, who's the mouthpiece? You putting Heyman back with him? Like, that undoes everything that just happened.
I believe at this point, Roman can, if Rock makes his appearances, when Rock shows up, Rock can do it. When Roman makes his appearances, Roman can do it. Jey Uso, main event, he can. Okay,
No.
I apologize. Jimmy can talk a little bit more than what he did the first time around.
That's not my point. I'm talking about the reason why Roman was able to hold that title as long as he
You're
did
saying because of
and stay
Heyman.
relevant is because Heyman and the Usos and they were on TV every week. Sami Zayn, Roman wasn't there every week, but Heyman kept him front of mind, cut promos on his behalf as the world the tribal chief and did all those things that kept the bloodline going even when Roman wasn't present. If you don't have that happening and Roman just isn't there, what is the through line? What is the thing that keeps that thing front of mind? I think it loses some of that luster. And I just don't think with Heyman having the vision and everything he got going, trying to build Braun Breaker and those guys up, Brock, I mean, he got a lot going on. I don't see him going back with Roman, especially with all of the stuff they done to him and stuff like that. So anyway, again, I'm intrigued. I want to see what they do. I'm interested, and it makes me actually, because last year, I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no interest in the main event of WrestleMania. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I had no interest. I love night one. It was Roman, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. It was a great match. I thought night one was a great night of Mania. Night two sucked. You know what I mean? And it was largely because I had no anticipation or no intrigue in what was going to happen in the main event. I think they fixed that this year. I think they've made night two must see in many ways, but night one also has some very intriguing things as well. I think it's a pretty balanced WrestleMania overall. Calvin, what's your thoughts overall on the card? Are you excited? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely excited for the card, more so Sunday than Saturday. But I'm excited to see what seeds are sown on Saturday night. I'm excited to see Randy and Cody Rhodes because I think that's where we can go with that a number of ways. But really excited for Sunday with another match that we went over Oba and Brock and culminate with CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So I am more excited for this Mania than last Mania, but I think what happened, like the lead up to 40 was so great that we hold it so high that we took some of that into last year and it was underwhelming and very disappointing. And now we're kind of not expecting as much from the entire card, but from certain matches. And with that, we're going to potentially get a better Mania than we got last year.
Okay.
I think as well. I think about that match per se. We just know that Travis Scott don't care. And it showed. It kind of showed itself, right? Like it just was off. But when you look at it, I show Speed. He cares. You know, he's a fan. Lil Yachty. Every time they come around Georgia, whatever, Lil Yachty is in the stands. Like he's a fan. Jelly Roll is a fan. He's put in work.
In the work.
You know what I'm saying? Paul McAfee is a fan. So they picked to me the right celebrities. It's not too. I know it's on the too many side. But they picked the right ones, the ones that actually give a damn, and I like to see that. So, every match, both nights are every. I'm looking forward to both nights. Yeah, I can say that.
Hey man,
yeah, I can
WrestleMania.
say that.
WrestleMania has always had celebrity involved.
Since day one. Since 100%. Day one.
That's how it was built. I mean, it is what it is. Now you can be upset with the level of celebrity, but like you say, these are the celebrities who are there, fans throughout the year. And they want to get involved. Shout out to them. I'm not mad at them. I'm just saying from a marquee, like Cardi B hosted SummerSlam last year. You know what I mean? Like that was a big thing. You know what I mean? But they got really big celebrities who are fans of WWE. We see them on IG all the time. They show up at shows. Like, so it's not like they can't get. These are the people who are actually. I'm getting in the ring. Like Bad Bunny was in a WWE match.
It's the only reason why Damian Priest was actually relevant.
It's true. They owed him one. You're right. They owed him one.
But I hear they working on a Bad Bunny match coming up. And
they try to get him on WrestleMania, but he couldn't get his joint off. Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyway, I know we went long tonight, but it was worthy of his WrestleMania. Can't wait for next week. to talk about everything that went down. We might even, it's a draft next Thursday. So we're definitely going to talk about any last minute draft things, NBA playoffs. We're going to do a full recap of WrestleMania next week. Man, this is a great time right now. This is a great time.
We doing Wednesday, we doing Thursday because of the draft.
The draft is
Thursday, right?
Y'all want to do live like we did before? We've done that before. We watched and drafted at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. It ain't the worst thing.
You want to start earlier too?
Yeah, if y'all available, that's fine. Y'all let me know.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I was gonna say at least make sure we're on by like pick 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
when the Ravens and the Bucks.
Yeah, we've done that a couple times where we live drafted and invited people in. But speaking of, I have an idea for a new show that I presented to you all, but I got some ideas. A couple people interested, but man, we're gonna do some top 10s. We're gonna do some rankings, and I love it, man. I watch the Ball Brothers, and I'll be yelling at the screen like, "Bro, no, we can do this so much better." So we're gonna do it, man. We're going to do all types of genres. We're going to expand this Get Off the Damn Fit 695 podcast empire that we started to build. We got videos in the queue now, baby. We got a catalog, so we can start branching off and making this thing a real thing. Final thoughts, Calvin?
WrestleMania and NBA playoff weekend.
Good stuff.
Enough said.
Good stuff. Justin, final thoughts?
Same thing, dog. Let's just get to it, man. Can't wait for next week.
Big stuff. All right, folks, thanks for sticking around. If you did, and if you're catching this late 2.5 hours, you got a bonus 30 minutes tonight. So enjoy it. I know a lot of people like to watch us or listen to us while they driving. They put it on in the car. They keep it on the background at work. We appreciate you, man. I hear the comments, I hear the feedback. We appreciate you always checking us out. Be sure to share, let people know where we at. You don't got to watch live all the time. We appreciate you watching live. But even after the fact, and you scroll on your Facebook, on the YouTube, and you run across Get Off Damn Fist, we always appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit the share button, get the word out there, because we're going to start expanding this platform, getting ready to do some big things as we move into the summer and get into another football season. But look, we 365. Every week we try to be here with you, getting you new content. And it's a pleasure for me to log on each and every week with two of the best friends I got in this world. It's always good, man, to talk to these young brothers, man. They got some good ideas. Everybody not right all the time. You know what I mean? But when you come around here, you're going to get a strong opinion. So this is just my little promo. If you haven't been watching, this is what we do every week. Then we Get Off That Fence. Justin's normally wrong. Calvin is out there in the sky, and I bring it home as the anchor. You know what I mean? That's what we do. That's what we do. I bring it here, and they be like, yeah. There's a couple of sharp mechanics I deal with every day. All right, final thought.
81, baby. Just give me more time.
Just
give me more time.
Out the mud.
Good night, all. We appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. How?